Hello! Hi! It's been a minute. We're back. We're going to be doing Piofiore for a little while today, and then in the afternoon, I'm going to take a break. It's going to be about 4 hours at least, and then I'm going to take a break, and we're going to come back and play Monster Prom. Not Monster Prom, but it's Monster Con. It's number 4, so it's a little different. We got that. We're going to play it with a bunch of our friends. That's going to start at 4 o'clock my time, so that's going to be in about 6 hours. But I'm going to take a small break in the middle of it so I can set up for Monster Prom. And I'm excited because, like, their stories are so much fun. I just wish I could play more of them so I could learn more about the world. There's so many little, like, adventures in Monster Prom, so I'm excited to play Monster Con. I actually just came back from a convention this weekend, so perfect timing. I didn't take a single photo, which is very par for my course. But it was in Albuquerque, so we had to drive to New Mexico from Arizona, which the distance was about 6 hours in by car. We drove up on Friday, drove back yesterday, got home about 10 o'clock at night, so slept for a while. I hear my dog. I don't know what she's doing. I'm sure it's fine. I'm not home alone today. But yeah, so that's what we did this week. I'm currently still in my program for my new job, so my stream has been a little bit sporadic. I was going to stream a couple hours each night last week. I did not do that, but I will for sure have a stream this weekend. Since today is Sunday, I'll have, or Monday, sorry. Gosh, it's a holiday. It's a holiday and I'm so confused. I will have a stream Saturday and Sunday for at least 4 hours each to continue playing Piofiore, and I might have some evening streams with Zelda or Blueprints because I want to continue playing Zelda. Didn't make my dream of beating Breath of the Wild before my birthday, but I still want to beat it because I want to continue on with the Zelda games because Zelda is my favorite franchise and I would like to finish the games I love. It's an odd passion of mine, but Blueprints was really fun. I really enjoyed that one when I played it for my birthday stream. I wanted to continue playing it when I was playing it, so I'm excited to play that more. I'm gonna install it though because it was, if you watched that stream or were there with me, it kept lagging, and it's because I was trying to try the live stream version where you just play it off the internet instead of download it, just to see if I could save myself some disk space. Regrets. I'm gonna install it and start from there. I still have my notes actually from playing it, so. We are here. We are on chapter 3. We are in Nicola's route. Nicola. Where am I? And we just started chapter 3 when I left off. They keep telling us he's bad. Like, is he a yandere? Did I not know this? I actually don't know if Piofiore has a yandere. Does it? Wait, I did okay, I did it. Who's your daddy? Not a stream, but as a thing. Did I have a Piofiore character in that? Oh god, wait a second. I can't remember. It had been 1 month since I came to be under Nicola's care. I was living a peaceful life here in Falzone's family manor. Nicola was busy as usual, but he did speak with me ever so often. Come to think of it, I don't think I've ever been so close to another man before. Another man? What does that mean? Buongiorno, coffee is ready.
Oh, grazie!
Oh, grazie. I'd been helping with the cooking, cleaning, and serving here in the manor. So far, I've gotten along well with everyone. It also helps that some of the people here knew me from before. There was only one church in Orlone. Many members of the Falzone came to Sunday Mass as well. And maybe Nicola is helping with how he's been approaching me as an underboss. It didn't take long for everyone to accept me here and to treat me like a friend.
しかし、どうも最近ピリピリしてるな。うちのアンダーボスは。
You know our underboss is really irate these days.
被害者が増える一方だからな。
Not surprised with all of the casualties. What are they talking about?
まったくおかしな話だよな。
I have to say this is all real strange.
ブルローネマフィアの人間が次から次に殺されているなんて。
I'm so prepared to like continue to call him Burrow, or the town Burrow. I can't believe the Burlone Mafia has been picked off like this.
最初の2、3人ならともかくな。 今は俺たちマフィアが標的だって知れ渡っているだろう。
And we're not talking just one or two of them. At this point, everyone knows someone's been out to get us.
みんな警戒してるし、無抵抗で殺されるなんてそうそうありえない。
It's hard to imagine being killed without a fight, especially
な
now.
のに新しい死体は増えていく。そりゃニコラもイライラするわけだ。
I also took my agenda somewhere. I have a little agenda. It's my pride and joy. And I misplaced it. And so I feel a little off kilter because I usually check it once a week and like update what I'm doing that week, like put my times I'm working, pencil in what I think I can stream. It has a bunch of dates I could not stream that I said I was going to try and stream, so good example of it. But I meant to update it this week before I went on my trip and I couldn't find it, and I'm really sad about it. We're finding dead bodies by the day. Nicola's going to be cobalt at this
そ
rate.
れにしても近頃厳しすぎないか？あれじゃ下の連中はやる気をなくすぞ。
That said, hasn't he been too strict lately? Our young ones aren't even happy.
アンダーボスも子供の頃はもう少し可愛げがあったんだが。
To think that our young underboss used to be such a cute kid.
なあ、お嬢ちゃんは大丈夫か？
You doing alright? Ah, do you mean me?
ニコラにあれこれ厳しく言われて息が詰まってるんじゃないか？ここでの過ごし方とか。
Nicola isn't yelling in your ear or anything, is he? About following the rules here? I'm fine. We're gonna save over this because this was just to save for our progression. Back to our status. Okay. Rules are important, you know. I recall what Nicola told me before. Did I do it?
規律は大切だからね。末端のほころびはいずれ組織を崩壊させる。
I should have screenshot it. I should have screenshot it. We learned this lesson last time. Keeping to the rules is important. Let's let that go and the whole system will
だからこそ
fail. We're not
僕は
doing-
ファミリーの
We're not doing flashbacks. I'm sure you all know for far more than I do about Nicola, but I think he likes that because he's like that because he cares so much about the family.
まあ、そりゃな。
I can't refute that. Nicola also takes things seriously and is harsh even to himself. He didn't just give orders, he worked as hard as the others. I'm not sure I'm wording this well, but I think Nicola loves the family to the point that his harshness is a way of showing tough love to everyone. I hope that came out alright.
愛情か。それなら仕方ないな。諦め
Love.
て受け止めるか。な
Guess
あ
we。better embrace the love then.
ああ、お嬢ちゃんがそう言うんだからな。
Yeah, if our little lady says so. Thank you. I also got something I'm gonna wear at some point. I got little glass charms. This lovely booth at the convention I was at. I might wear them because I got them at a convention. That seems convention appropriate. I can also show. I didn't buy a lot. Oddly enough, I didn't buy a lot. We did spend a lot. I didn't buy a lot. I bought the eyeglass charms because it had a bunny on it, and when I saw it, I was like, I'll come back because I always look the first day and I buy stuff the second day, and that's just so I don't spend too much money. Because I can like everything I see and be like, oh, I want that, I want that, I want that, and then buy all this stuff and be like, oh, I didn't need this. But if I sleep on it and the next day I still want it, I'll go get it. So she had these little eyeglass charms. They had bunnies on it. I was like, oh, perfect. I love that. I've been wanting to get something like that for my glasses. So I came back the next day. She didn't have one. And I said, do you have any more? And she's like, I'm actually making one. If you come back tomorrow, I'll have it ready for you. I'm like, okay, cool. I'll see you on Sunday. So I came back the next day. She was so excited. She was like holding it and showing it to me. I was like, oh my God, it's beautiful. So I'll wear those probably for the stream. And then there's this one booth I always go to every single time. The owner of the booth, she's super sweet. She draws ducks. And she draws really beautiful art. She also makes clothes. She's one of the few artists I know that I see on a regular that always has like something new clothes-wise. She has like the Mothman. She has a bunch of other cute stuff. But she has like not two. She usually has one. Lucky draw kind of things where you can like buy raffle kind of way. And I always do the raffle when I go see her. And so I got a sticker of Alice in Wonderland, and then she gave me a bonus sticker. And then she had a keychain one where you got a keychain, and I got Naruto drawn as a duck from her. Those are the two things I remember actually buying. I can't think of anything else I bought. I bought some gifts, but not for me. And then we went to, there's this thing that they do at other conventions we go to called a taco closet, which is where you can pay to have a little booth, and like basically it's a yard sale for stuff you don't want anymore. And we bought a board game. And I was like, all right, this is gonna be, it's like called Apocalypso, something like that. There's like 3 parts in it. I'm really excited to get it. It's 1 to 6 players. So the real reason we bought it was because originally like, our friends play it. Well, I was like, it's 1 to 6, so me and my sister can play it together. And it came with 2 expansions. She said it was like a Kickstarter game originally, so that was like the most expensive thing we bought. Oh, we also bought some pins. I always buy pins though. I got a Jirachi pin. I haven't seen a Jirachi pin before. Anything Jirachi I typically buy just because that's my favorite. But I got a Jirachi pin, I got a Vulpex pin, and then I got a Kirby keychain. And then my sister picked out 3 things because she had a promotion where he bought 3. It was like 3 for something. And then if you spent so much, you got like extra things. And so we got like a couple extra things from buying like 6 items. So yeah, that's everything I got. I just haven't, I'll bring the bag in when I do the second stream because it's in the living room. I also still have bags laying around for my birthday. I need to clean my room.
ずいぶん楽しそうにおしゃべりしているんだね。暇なの?
Having fun, are we? Do we have too much time on our hands?
おっと、俺は人に会う約束があるんだった。またな、
He
ジョーちゃん。
really is pretty. Like he's got that going for him. I don't know if I'm really into the mafia aesthetic though. Like I grew up watching The Sopranos. I wasn't really into them though. I have to go to a meeting. See you later. Just as Nicola came in, everyone quickly stood up and left. You didn't hear anything, did you?
今の話って何のこと?
Hear what? Oh, nothing important. Really, it's nothing at all.
そうだね。ありがと
Okay, sure. Thank you, Leah. You heard, didn't you?
う。何が?
About what? Unbelievable. This is going nowhere. I'm embarrassed enough, so I should stop.
せっかくこうして会えたんだし、ちょっとだけおしゃべりしようか。時間はある?
Now that I'm here, how about we take some time to chat? That sounds good. Nicola smiled, seeing me nod in agreement. We stepped outside to the garden to have a breath of fresh air. Look, there are more flowers in bloom. Are those cyclamens? Nicola, is there something on your mind?
ああ、ごめんね、つい。せっかく君の時間をもらったのにぼんやりしちゃって。
You're daydreaming with this beautiful woman beside you? That's crazy. Where are my manners? I'm so sorry about that. I seemed to be daydreaming. You haven't been sleeping, have you?
まあ、そうだね。
Yes, you're right.
このところ珍しく警察が勤勉でね。
The police have been busy recently.
僕としては頭が痛い。と、ダメだね。部外者の君にこんな話を聞かせるなんて。
That just means more for me to handle. Wait, I shouldn't drag you into this. Maybe talking to someone not involved will make you feel better. You're higher in rank here, so you don't speak openly to your members, do you? I could only imagine the load he carries. Nicola looked at me in a daze and let out a weak
そう
smile.
だね。そうなのかも。
Yes, maybe you're right.
ねえ、ちょっとだけ甘えさせてくれる?
Lily, do you mind if I lean on you for a moment? Yeah, well, yeah, of course. Anything to help. I meant that, what I said from the bottom of my heart. There was so much. There has to be something I can do to help lighten his load. Or at least that's what I thought. I did not expect him to be so literal. I've never done this before. I'm sure he's so tired to be like this. He wanted to speak with me, but didn't want to go to his room. Instead, he borrowed my lap for now. I didn't expect this to happen. What should I do? This is a lot more embarrassing than I thought. Are you feeling better now, Nicola?
おかげさまでね。
Yep, all thanks to you. You're pushing yourself too hard. You've been getting, oh gosh. The font on top of that is really hard to read. I know there is hang on. I know I made it very light intentionally, but like, a little better, I guess. You've been coming back so late at night. I've seen the light in your room stay on until very late. Nicola, even I can tell how much work you're doing.
ダンテの方が僕よりずっと力を尽くして頑張っているんだよ。
Dante's doing a lot more than I am. He's literally spending his life
カ
working.
ポであるダンテにしかできないことも多いからね。
And I'm not surprised there are things only a boss can
僕にでき
handle.
ることは僕がやらないと。
Which means I need to do what I can. You're so kind, Nicola. I can tell you really care for Dante. It's just like Julia said before, too. I already forget their names. That you've been treating Dante like a brother all this
小さ
time.
い頃からずっとそうだったわけじゃないんだよ。 僕たちにもいろんなしがらみがあったから。
That's not entirely true. We've both been involved in various things that have bound us together. Really? Do you mind if I ask? What were you two like when you were little? I want to know how you were as a child. Nicola looked a bit hesitant and to answer my question, he chuckled and began
僕
to
もダン
speak.
テもまだ小さかった頃の話
Tell
なん
me
だけ
you
ど。
weren't a monster. tell me a lie. This was way back when both Dante and I were younger. Oh, shit. We were both kidnapped as
ニコ
children.
ラ、どうして僕たちが誘拐されたんだ？僕たちはマフィアの子供なのに。
Nicola, why were we kidnapped? Aren't we the mafia?
それもわからないの？
Gosh,
最
keep
近
like fixing
ファ
my
ルツォー
top
ネ
a
の
little
内部
bit
が
here
ゴ
and
タゴ
there.
タしてるんだよ。
This is a new dress that I bought knowing it wouldn't button up all the way, but everything else fits. It's just not here, so I knew I'd wear a top underneath it when I got it. But it gave me Miss Honey vibes, if you're familiar with the Matilda movie. What did I do? The music stopped right then. I was like, did I just destroy the world? But yes. I think it's cute. I thought it kind of matched her vibe. She wears blue, so this is what I got. Did you hear? Didn't you hear? There are problems. Didn't you hear? There are problems or something inside the family. Also, I've been snacking on
だから
these.
町の人たちに対する影響力が下がってて、
They're delicious.
それに
I think people in town aren't as scared of us like they were before.
よその土地から来た人間もファルツォーネを狙ってるって。
These are also cute because they're meant for like you put them in like a lunchbox and you write a little note on the back and you give them to someone. You'd be like, I like you. Suki des. I even heard that some guys from another place are trying to tear us apart. Well, I've only heard all that from the adults around me. Poppy, hi, Poppy. How are you? They didn't talk. There was an issue around maintaining the purity of the Falzone blood back then. Some of our administration complained that one couldn't have become boss without having Falzone blood. In the end, those who didn't agree with how things were ran left the Falzone family. Good in yourself. Did you go to the con as well? Yes, I also went to the con. I was there. I had a lot of fun. I basically, if you've been to conventions before, or anime conventions specifically, I was helping run the masquerade, so I was helping people sign up that had pre-registered, and then they do pre-judging before they do the main masquerade. So I was the person making sure people showed up for the pre-judging and letting them into the room for to be judged. And then during the masquerade, I handed out the prizes, or not handed out the prizes. I handed the prizes to the cosplayers to hand out to the winners. So I didn't hand out prizes. So it was really fun. I had a lot of good time. Those who left then formed what is now known as the Visconti, but that's besides the
なる
point.
ほど。さすがニコラ。
Wow, you're
賢いんだな。
you're really smart, Nicola.
君に褒められたって嬉しくもなんとも。
Fun. So you got to see all the pretty people. Yeah, there was a lot of really good ones. There was a Five Nights at Freddy's group that did a skit, and it was super cute, and I loved it. I was grinning the whole time. And then the winner of Best in Show did a Rose Quartz cosplay, and her dress had so many layers. I think they put in her fact sheet, because you write your little fact sheet, that it had 4 miles of fabric in her dress. Like, damn. You don't need to compliment me like that.
おい、お前ら何をボソボソ喋ってやがる。
Hey, shut up over there. Wow, I shook hearing him yell at us. It was the first time I face not dealt without the family behind me. Holy shit, that's insane. Yeah, it was gorgeous. And she had made it a very specific way so that she wouldn't like die in it. So she made like a skirt separate from the top. So she could take the skirt off and then she could still wear the top as like part of an outfit. It was really cool. She did a lot of really neat things with her outfit. Dante quietly spoke to the
お前た
kidnappers.
ちは理解しているのか。僕たちに手を出すことの
Do you know what you've
恐ろし
done?
さを。
You're not getting away with this. Dante was so calm, was as calm as ever, even without the family nearby. No matter how small he was always been. No matter how small he was, he had always been the head of the Falzone family. That's true talent. Yeah, the crazy part is she told me she was a teacher, or she is. She's not was. She's still a teacher. So she made this like when she wasn't doing like teaching and stuff. Like I think that's crazy. Like she said, I think she said it took her 4 months to put it all together. But I mean, if you're working full time, it's a lot of work. Dante's threats were initially laughed off by the kidnapper, but soon the kidnappers began to pale. Now that I think about it, Dante must have been just as scared. Then again, I didn't have the capacity to notice that back then. I did know one thing.
これがカポの器なんだってね。
It's the same pose. He's the rightful heir and boss.
ダンテが生まれなければ、ファルツォーネの次期当主は僕だった。
Not a font. Not a lot of speaking. If Dante weren't born, I'd be seen as heir to the Falzone family.
僕の母は僕をカポに従った。僕は母の願いを叶えてあげたくて。
My mother wanted to be the next boss. I wanted to please her by fulfilling that wish.
だから、ダンテさえいなければって思ったこともあったんだよね、昔は。
Back then, I never dreamed of what could happen if Dante didn't exist.
それにほら、ダンテって今でもそうだけど、小さい頃から愛想がなくてさ。
Dante wasn't the friendliest either. He didn't open up much, just like now. I responded after hearing Nicola's story. I thought he'd say more. I feel like this should have a similar to Collar X Malice, where like some of your choices will just lead straight to death. Just die. I'm glad you were both safe. Does it look different? Oh, goodness. I couldn't help but sigh with relief. He then continued his
その
story.
後、彼らは僕たちを無傷で家に帰してくれたよ。
Afterwards, the kidnappers let us free without a scratch.
そして彼らには二度とブルローネに近づかないことを誓ってもらった。
We then made them promise to never step inside Berlone again. That's it.
うん。今思えば、これはかなり寛大で例外的な処置だったと思うよ。
Yes, and now that I think of it, that was very lenient of us. I wonder if that's true. I wonder if that's really what happened. We're not safe here. Now that I think about it, that was very lenient
も
of
ちろん、
us.
十分に脅しつけたみたいだけど。
Then again, we did threaten them pretty badly. I didn't know you both went through something like that.
次期当主を誘拐されたなんて、ファルツォーネの保険に関わる話だから。
We didn't want to disclose the fact that the head of the foul zone had been abducted, you know?
間違っても公にならないように先代が手を回したんだと思うよ。
The previous boss must have pulled some strings to make sure it was kept a secret. I don't know if this is new or older. Nicola? Hiccup, hiccup, hiccup. Nicola closed his eyes and after a few quiet seconds
誘
continued.
拐された少し後だったかな。ダンテの母親が亡くなったのは。
Right after we were kidnapped, Dante's mother passed away.
僕とダンテが親しくなったのはその後からなんだ。
I think that was about the time we became close friends. I guess Dante must have been sad losing his mother so soon. I heard he didn't get along with his father either.
ああ、前にジュリアがそんな話をしていたよね。
Julia mentioned that a while back, didn't she?
だけど、ダンテは父親を嫌っていたわけじゃないんだよ。
It's not that Dante didn't like his father.
周りからはそう見えたかもしれないけど、あの親子はよく似ていたからね。
Maybe it seemed that way after all. They were similar, like father. Hiccups again, like son.
先代が亡くなった時、ダンテは真っ先に駆け寄って、遺体にすがって泣いていた。
When Dante's father passed away, Dante was the first to embrace his body in tears. Isn't this referring to when Dante's father was killed? Something about what he said felt odd. Before I could think any further, Nicola continued.
僕自身はダンテの父親のことをあまりよく思っていなかったけど、
To be honest, I wasn't very fond of Dante's father.
ダンテに父親の亡骸を見せてしまったことは少し後悔しているかな。
I still regret showing Dante his father's body. I shouldn't have done. Nicola, he sounded sleepy.
どうかした？
Lydia, what is it? Well, thank you so much for sharing your story with me. I'm happy to know a bit more about you now. I recalled what the men said earlier. I also recall how Nicola reprimanded his men. Nicola, I know you're strict at times, but I really appreciate how kind and caring you've been towards me. Speaking with you like this makes me feel closer to you than before. I hope that doesn't sound strange. You've shown me who you truly are, and no, he hasn't. That makes me happy. Ugh, I blush at my own words that came straight from the heart. Nicola.
自然な表情ね。君は僕のことをどれだけ知っているのかな？
Who I truly am? How much do you really know about me?
僕は犯罪者だ。僕を知っても何の意味もない。
I'm a criminal at the core. Knowing me won't do you any good. Ooh, two good lines. Imagine, just so sweet, so innocent. Criminal. His words hit me hard, as if he was trying to put distance between us.
まあ、別に構わないけどね。
Not that I care.
ど
Not that
ちら
I
にしろ
care.
決断の時は。
In any case, when the time comes. Nicola, are you awake? I whispered to Nicola. It seemed like he fell asleep. Maybe he was in a daze. I tried to keep quiet as I looked upon his sleeping face. He has long eyelashes. I gently touched his soft, flowing hair with my hand. And then he just grabs you by the wrist and throws you. After stroking his hair for a moment, it was then I realized, what should I do about this? Don't tell me I have to stay like this until he wakes up. Girl, yeah, you do. I couldn't wake him from his well-deserved slumber. I decided to let him sleep on my lap until he woke up on his own. And 7 hours later, my back was killing me. A few days? Oh my gosh, days later? I finished serving breakfast and took a seat to enjoy the meal. Nicola and I glanced at each other. Thinking about how he slept on my lap was making me blush. Stop it. Stop it. I can handle this. I fanned my face with my hand to make it seem like I was blushing from the heat. I don't know if that's how that would look. All of a sudden...
大変です。ドミニクさんが逮捕されました。
Domincio, he's been arrested.
カポレジームが
What? The Capo regime? A high position within the mafia.
面倒なことになりそうだ。ひとまずダンテに報告しよ
This is gonna be a problem. I better let Dante
う。レ
know.
オ、その前に詳細を。
Leo, tell me the details.
はい。
Yes. Isn't that supposed to be my bodyguard? Shouldn't he be with me, not like finding this information out and interrupting my breakfast with it? Like, hear me out. No. No. Nicola and Leo rushed out of the saloon. I wonder what's going on. All I could tell was that something bad was happening in the Falzone family with their... What?
ブルローネ死刑が幹部に手を出すなんて普通じゃない。
The fact that Burlone's police arrested him is proof that something is wrong.
何を考えているかわからないけど、今回はなかなか交渉に応じないかもしれないよ。
I'm not sure exactly what's happening, but I doubt this can be easily negotiated.
パリスに連絡は
I forgot how beautiful he is. I am a sucker for people that look like Asoma. Did you contact Paris?
ここに来る前に、それから弁護士の方も手配は完了している。
Yes, like already contacted our lawyer before coming here.
そうか。ひとまずドミニクにこちらの状況を知らせよう。
I see. For the time being, we'll need to let Domenico know. Domenico. 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 Maybe. Dominic? Dominic. Is it just Dominic and they're saying it weird, so I'm saying it weirder? Dominic know that we're working on his release.
俺が直接挨拶に行く。
We'll go and talk with him. A boss headed to the jail at the station. Not only did it show his respect to his subordinates, but it also put pressure on the police.
行くぞニコラ。
Let's go, Nicola.
非常事態に動きが早いのっていいカポだと思うよ、僕は。
Decisive and quick to action. You really are a good boss.
褒めても何も出ない。
Flattery will get you nothing.
所長から面会の許可が下りた。時間は10分程度だが。
I got approval from the chief for the visitation, but it's only for 10 minutes.
十分だよ。ありがとう、マルコ。
That's good enough. Thank you, Marco.
書類にサインだけしてってくれ。後のことは処理しとく。
Just sign the papers for me. I'll take care of the rest. I could feel someone's eyes on me while I was signing the papers.
ボンジョルノ、ロベルト。
Buongiorno, Roberto.
案内する。来てくれ。
I'll take you there. Follow me. Margot stepped in between me and Roberto and quickly led us inside.
カポ、こんなところまですみません。ありがとうございます。
Boss, I didn't expect you to come. Thank you so very much.
気にするなドミニク。怪我がないようで何よりだ。一体何が起きた？
Don't worry about it, Domenico. I'm just glad that you're not injured. What happened?
それが。
Well, the situation surrounding Domenico's arrest wasn't as dire as expected. It seemed he got drunk at a bar in Fals, leading to some minor property
普段
damage.
ならいちいち立件しない。
Normally, this would be swept under the rug.
警察内部で何か起きているのか。
Did
も
something
しくは
change with the
時
police?
勢の変化か。
Or maybe it's just how things are now. The law has been changing since the Kingdom of Italy came to be. The mafia was slowly being squeezed out of
それ
existence.
でもブルローネは影響を受けにくい土地柄なんだけど。
By nature, Berlone isn't as restrictive with the mafia compared to other places.
俺に話せることはこれぐらいですかね。
And that's about it.
そうか。
I see. After hearing Dominic's story, we notified him of the current situation. We weren't sure what the police were thinking, so we relayed to him that it could take longer than usual to set him
なる
free.
ほど。わかりました。
I see. Understood on all
しか
points.
し、近頃はマフィアだろうと市外で殺されるような情勢だ。
I have to say, even the mafia is being killed out on the streets
今は
nowadays.
シャバより留置場の方が安全かもしれません。そう思えば、ここもそんなに悪くないですよ。
We could say it's safer in here than it is out there. It's actually pretty comfortable in here.
まあ、飯がまずいのだけが欠点ですかね。
The bad news is that the waiter serves terrible meals. Yeah. Dominic gave a hearty laugh and Dante
ド
reassured
ミニク
him.
すぐに出してやる。少しだけ待っていてくれ。
Dominico, I'll get you out. Just bear that
それ
with
と
me.
屋敷に戻ってきたらお前の好きな料理をたらふく食わせてやろう。
And when you return, we'll cook you whatever you want.
そりゃいい。
Sounds like a plan.
だったら、あの嬢ちゃんの観音炉お願いしたいですね。
In that case, I'd like to have some cannolis baked by our young guests. I'm not gonna click that. That is a dessert, and it comes in a tube, and it's usually filled with like this whipped cream. Sometimes they put the corners of it, like it's picture a long tube, in dipping sauce. Pistachio is very popular. There's also chocolate chips. It's delicious. They're delicious. Pastry. It's baked and is filled with cream. See, I described it better than they did.
カポも食べました。絶品ですよ。ありゃ。
Did you try it, boss? It was incredible.
彼女に伝えておくよ。
I'll let her know that. And they also, when you make them, you have to put like this like metal cylinder in the middle so that its inside's hollow, stays hollow, and then you fill it. Knowing her, I was sure she'd happily prepare the best cannolis Dominico would ever have. That's right, because I'm good. Where the departure tension began to build in the saloon. Salon, it's a salon. There's no two O's. I've spoken with Dominico a number of times. He's one of the top members of the family, but he's caring and loves sweets. Not doing anything was making me grow more nervous by the minute. I better occupy myself with something. Cooking, baking. I decided to bake some sweets to pass the time. Leo was sneaking bites from the baked goods with a happy sigh.
はあ、あなたのお菓子最高です。本当に。はあ、あなたのお菓子最高です。本当に。
I think we already established who this voice actor is, but that sounded very familiar. Your sweets are the best. Thank you, but you're making me blush. I peeked into the bowl in my hands to hide the embarrassment showing on my face. Seeing others enjoy what I make means a lot to me. So I'll do my best and make the best dulce I can for tonight.
やったー。楽しみにしてますね。
Really? I can't wait, Lily. Well, let me... I sensed someone nearby. I looked towards the entrance to the kitchen. It looked like he was looking around inside the kitchen. He caught me looking and took off. I wonder if he wanted something.
どうかしたんですか？
Is there a problem? No, nothing. Meanwhile... The visitation ended and we left the cell. As we left the cell, I heard arguing from
悪い
outside.
が帰ってくれ。何度言われても答えは同じだ。
I need you to leave. You're not going through
ま
here.
ったく呆れるな。
I
この
don't...
町の警察には情というものがないらしい。
I don't believe it. I guess the police here have no heart. I heard a familiar voice. Dante and I both looked at each other.
俺の大切な部下が牢屋で一人泣いているはずだ。せめて差し入れを届けてやらねば。
My dear underling is crying alone in his cell. All I want to do is give him a special gift.
差し入れは預かる。許可がない以上、裁判前に合わせるわけにはいかねえ。それが決まりだ。
Whatever it is, I can take it to him, but you don't have permission to meet him in person, and that's final. Yay! I know. I was like, as soon as I heard his voice, he's so beautiful.
金が足りなかったか。
Not enough money, I suppose.
金で正義が。俺たち警察が買えると思うなよ。
No money on earth could bribe us of justice.
警察はお前たちになど屈しない。分かったらさっさと尻尾を巻いて国へ帰るんだな。
We will not bend over backwards for you. Now get your dirty hands off and go back to your country. Whoa!
ロベルト。
Yeah, you don't sound like you belong in the police department, my guy. Roberto.
何がおかしい？貴様、バカにしているのか？
Are you mocking us?
いや違う。久々に友人と再会できた喜びで、つい口元が緩んでしまってな。
It's not that. I'm just happy that I was able to run into a good old friend here. He looked beyond Marco and Roberto to us at us approaching from the back.
久しいな、ファルツォーネ。
How long has it been, Falzone?
横のはフランチェスカだったか。そちらも元気そうで何よりだ。
And you're Francesca, are you not? Good to see you alive.
お前は相変わらずだな、ヤン。
Same as usual, aren't you, Young? The leader of the Lao Shu snickered happily. He then tried to rile up Roberto.
俺たちラオ州は門前払いだが。
So the Lao Shu are denied
奴らに
entry,
は面会の許可が下りたようだな。
but they can go in as they please.
それは、お前の部下とは罪状が違う。当然、対応も変わってくる。
That's their henchman is here under a lighter sentence, so their treatment differs.
ファルツォーネの犬め。
So says Falzone's dog.
訂正しろ！
Why you take that back? Roberto tried to drag Yang, who laughed with mockery.
よせ、ロベルト。
Roberto, stop. Yang's laughter emanated a sense of death itself.
ダンテ、
Dante,
任せる。
I'll leave him to you. What?
ダンテ、
I,
ダンテ。
任せる。
they sound very similar. Sorry. I was like, they said that was the same person talking. I moved to action with Dante's approval.
盛り上がっているところ悪いけど、少し邪魔させてもらおうかな。
I'm sorry to interrupt here. Do you mind? I smiled as I stepped in between Yang and Roberto.
なんだ？この犬の代わりにお前が相手をするとでも？
What? Are you going to entertain me in place of this dog?
貴様！
Why you? Roberto's just always like a fuse ready to be lit.
ロベルト。
Roberto!
ヤンの気持ちはわからなくもないけど、こんなところで揉められると僕たちが困るんだよね。
I understand where you're coming from, but causing a ruckus here is a bit of a problem for us.
留置場で騒ぎが起きて刑事が死んで、その場にはラオ州とファルツォーネがいたなんてことにな
Can
る
you
と。
imagine what would happen if an officer was killed while the Lao Shu and Falzone were here?
今後ファミリーに少なからず影響が出る。ファルツォーネの名に傷でもついたら最悪だ。
I'm sure we would both take a hit, but it's not in my plans to mar the Falzone's name.
だから、そんなに彼を殺したいなら、僕たちが帰ってからにしてよ。
So if you really want to kill him, can you do it after we leave?
釣れない奴らだ。おかげで今日がそがれた。
How boring. There goes the fun. Yang exhaled from a smiling mouth.
ところでファルツォーネ。近頃、俺の部下が数人殺されてな。
Is he the only one doing that, where he goes Falzone? Because I don't think I've heard everyone else do that. My man. So, Falsone, do you know some of my men were found dead?
俺はとても胸を痛めている。度が過ぎる行いだ。まさか貴様らの仕業ではあるまい？
It's too heartbreaking to think about. A heinous act, no doubt. Yet I must ask, you're not involved, are you?
例の事件については俺のところからも被害者が出ている。第一、約定を破るほど落ちぶれてはいない。
Some of our men have been found dead. If you were suspecting us, it's no use. You wouldn't break the laws in such a way.
そうか、お互い不運だな。せいぜい用心して出歩くといい。
I see. I suppose we're both out of luck. Well, be sure to watch your backs. Yang turned around and left with his men trailing behind him.
奴の言葉、事実だと思うか？
Do you think he's telling the truth?
どうだろうね。事件にかこつけて内部粛清なんてこともあの男ならやりそうだけど。
He could be using the incident as a cover to execute his own subordinates. Who would dare go on a killing spree against the Borlone family?
急ぐ必要がありそうだ。
I better hurry. Suddenly, Lily crossed my mind. That's right. Think of me. Think of me. The time for her to face reality is near. Oh no, not that kind of think of me. Think of me differently. We have another meanwhile story. Others.
たく、ラオ州の狩猟に食ってかかってあれで済むなんて幸運なやつだな。
Maybe you shouldn't have this guy here. It's like 7. Like, why was Brad put in that? He didn't belong there. He wasn't ready. That was close. You're lucky you got away from getting tangled with the Lao Shu's
だが
boss.
これからは慎めよ。常に仲裁してくれるやつがいるとは限らねえ。
Be careful next time. It's not often someone can cover you like that.
仲裁？
Cover?
あれが？
ニ
That?
コラのはかばってくれても当然じゃねえか。感謝しとけよ。
Yeah, Nicola covered for you. You better thank him.
俺が
A
犯罪者不正
measly
に
criminal
あの男に
covered me? I clenched my fist as my shock. As they shook, my nails bit deep into my palms. My goodness. I didn't feel any pain, just anger. Rage began to overtake
許
me.
すものか。
How dare he? Are you gonna turn into a literal monster before our eyes? Oh my gosh. I responded to Leo's question and quickly went back to making more sweets. Well, that was odd. If he is who he says he is, your protector, Leo, he should have noticed the guy. Making sure everything's okay, because my thing acted like my internet dropped for a second. Everything seems fine. Dante and Nicola returned before dusk without a word. Everyone seemed quite calm during dinner in comparison to this morning. I guess everything went well. Nicola told me that Domenico wanted to eat some cannolis I made. I'm happy to know he likes it so much. But something didn't feel right. I wonder when all things involving the Lao Shu will end. Nicola was constantly scratching his head over various incidents that kept occurring. I doubt he had the time to spare for the Lao Shu. I wish I were home. I wanted to see Sister Sophia, Elena, and everyone else. Just thinking about how I was separated from them brought tears to my eyes. I better get to sleep. I'm sure I'll feel better in tomorrow. I headed to the closet to get my nightgown when... Who is it?
遅くに悪いな。ニコラに頼まれて伝言を伝えに来たんだが。
No. Sorry to bother you. I got a message from Nicola.
ああ、ちょっと長い話になるんで中に入れてくれるか。
100%. It's a bit long. Do you mind if I come in? Please do. Don't invite strangers! I'm fine. I'm fine. She's gonna die. I'm fine. What's this message? Is this the guy who poked his head in while you were making food? It just struck me, but he was the person who was looking inside the kitchen earlier. I guess he wanted to relay a message to me then. It was then I noticed my mistake. What the? In his hand was a knife. Did he have the knife the whole time?
悪いが死んでくれ。
Sorry, but I need you dead. Dodging the swing of his knife, because apparently I'm also really talented, I fell over and narrowly avoided getting hit.
おとなしくしろ。そうすれば
Be
苦しめずに殺してやる。
quiet, it'll end quickly. Where's Leo? No, stop! What's going on? What was happening? I thought I was living here under the family's watchful eye, but am I going to die? Ah, no! I ran, yelling at the top of my lungs. The man then grabbed my arm. His knife shone
あんたに
eerily.
恨みはないが、俺にも家族がいるんだ。
I've got no grudge against you, but this is for my family. Stop! I let out a scream
そ
and
こまで
then...
だ。
Hold it right there. What is, in fact, happening here? A cold voice resonated inside my room. My guy? Nicola had his gun held point blank at the man's forehead.
君がラオシュウと通じていることは前々から分かっていたんだ。
I know you've been working for the Lao Shu for a while now.
そろそろ尻尾を出す頃だと思っていたよ。
I figured you'd make your move soon. While Nicola spoke, others ran into the room and grabbed the man by the arms.
それじゃ片付けようか。
Let's go. Nicola! Right? Like, what the hell? But also, no. Do not let strangers into your room because they say they have a message. There's no reason for it. Just say no. No, thank you. You can stay at the door. No, thank you. You don't need to come inside. Nicola gave his orders to the men in the room. His eyes were disturbingly cold and serene. Nicola.
ああ、ごめんね、怖がらせて。間に合ってよかったよ。
Sorry, you must have been scared. I'm glad I got here in time.
後のことは何も心配いらないから、今夜はぐっすりお休み。
Leave the rest to us. You can go to sleep now. Wait, Nicola! If he didn't hear me, Nicola turned as if he didn't hear me. Nicola turned around and left the room. The other men dragged the perpetrator and followed along.
話してくれ。頼む。
Please let me go. Soon, everyone was gone. I crumbled to the ground in disbelief. What was all that? I didn't know who that man was, but he tried to kill me. Why me? Nicola said something about the Lao Shu. He seemed to know what was going on. He also, the man who tried to kill me, said he had to do this for his family. What does that mean? He didn't tell me anything. Come to think of it.
あんたに
Yeah, I know. I said that. I forced myself to stand up. My legs were still shaking. I need to follow them. I stopped in my tracks, hearing a yell resounding through the hallway. I followed Nicola and the others down into an underground area. What is this place? Girl, you've never been to a dungeon before. You've never seen a dungeon. I held my breath and slowly made my way down. The man who attacked me was tied down to a chair. He was bleeding all over to the point that it made me cringe. I was like, ew, so much blood. Ew, gross. That's so embarrassing for you. Nicola and his men stood around around the man in the circle. I noticed Dante sitting in a chair nearby. Oh, I mustered whatever strength I had in me to try and raise my voice. Why?
君には部屋で休んでいろと言ったはずだけど。
I thought I told you you could go to sleep. I also asked you to wait. I looked straight at Nicola, trying desperately to fight off my fear.
それで、お前は何をしに来たんだ?
So why did you come down here?
この男は、ファミリーが保護している女を殺そうとした。だから俺たちは、組織として罰を与える。
This man tried to kill our guest, which is why we are exacting punishment in accordance with our family's rules. He did attack me, but before I could finish, Dante intervened.
たとえ襲われたお前が許すと言っても、俺たちは決して許さない。
Even if you forgive what he did to you, we cannot forgive him.
ファミリーの掟を破った人間を許しては、組織の基盤が崩壊する。
Letting those who break our family rules go free will be the demise of our family. He answered me bluntly without allowing me any more time for reason. I didn't expect him to listen. but I need to do what I can. Please stop already. I understand that you need to punish him, but
意味がわからないな。なぜこの男をかばう？お前の命を狙った男だろう。
why do you want to save him? He tried to kill you. When he attacked, he said that he needed to do this for his family. I'm sure he has a good reason. Why? Dante and Nicola looked at each other.
事情か。理由があれば掟を破ってもいいと。
Reason. And
マフィアはそんなぬるいものじゃない。
that gives him the right to break rules. The mafia doesn't make exceptions. But his words were ruthless and cold. Maybe Nicola can do something. Girl, stop. Girl, stop. I will say I'm tired of the MCs and Otome games that can't accept death of people that did bad. It's because they have this, like, I have to be a martyr for goodness trope, I guess, where, like, all things have to be righteous. And I know he just tried to kill me and he tied me up. Let's forgive him. It's also why Verge kind of sucked, because they kept doing that. They're like, sure, Lucas murdered everybody within 5 feet of him because he wanted his sister to live and he didn't care about anyone else. And by the way, they put him on some drugs that also amplified this stereotype he had. Did not invent the stereotype. He already had it. Fucking Lucas. But I can forgive him, but I can't. Like, oh my god. But yeah, no. If someone tried to kill me, like, I'm not. Lucas has pretty privilege. He do. And I was okay with him being a ruthless murderer. I was down for that. It's when they decided to backpedal and be like, but actually. I'm like, no, let him be a serial killer. Just let him be a serial killer. Let a guy be a serial killer. He don't have to have, like, a reason. We don't need to, like, justify it. Anyways, that's my TED Talk. Just be a serial killer. Don't look for Nicola. Nicola's not going to stop this. I looked at Nicola in hopes that he might be more open to reasoning.
Nicola, お前はどうすべきだと思う？
What are your thoughts, Nicola?
敵組織と通じ、ファミリーが守るべき存在に手を出した。
He made ties with our enemy and has tried to kill the one we're protecting.
そんな男の末路を考えるまでもないよね。
It's only obvious what's going to happen here. Nicola brandished the knife that was used by the man. Nicola smiled and he placed the tip of the knife under the man's fingernails. What? Oh no! No, I don't want to watch this. Girl, leave. The man squirmed in fear as Nicola slipped the knife in without flinching. Ah, okay, there was this movie that came out a while ago. I think it had Billy Bob Thornton in it. It had geishas, and there was this, that's what they were, like, they took a needle. See this gesture? That's what they did with the needle under the nails, and I was just like, ah, like, no. The tip of the knife slid into his flesh, and his fingernail cracked. Nicola was still smiling even while hearing the man's agonizing scream. His eyes were cold beyond
痛い
belief.
かな。でも仕方ないよね。
Did that hurt? Poor thing. There was also a sound she made when they did the needle thing. It was so disturbing. I was like, I've never hated anything more than this moment. Nicola spoke gently while twisting the knife deeper into the man's finger. And that's when, like, they cut back to Lily and she's just like, okay, good night. With the quick flip, Nicola threw the knife out along with the man's fingernail. Nicola calmly looked at the screaming man.
裏切りは最低の行いだ。
Betrayal isn't tolerated.
何をされても仕方がない。生かしはしないし、楽に死なせもしない。
No matter what you do, you won't die so easily.
それを覚悟の上で、君は僕たちを裏切ったんだろ？
You did know this was going to happen when you betrayed us, didn't you? The screaming echoed against the walls. The smell of blood filled the dark air. Girl, don't speak. Girl, don't speak. Stop talking. Go to bed. I don't even care. I went silent seeing the brutality unfurl before me. I couldn't get my mind to put together the right words to say. My body was shaking in fear. Tears began to fill my eyes. Nicola glanced at me. He let out a deep sigh and proceeded to tap the man's ear with the knife. Girl, leave! With the bloodstained knife, Nicola sliced off the man's ear. He screamed. His scream resounded throughout the cell.
じゃあこれ、ヤンに送っておいて。
And done. Send this to Yang. Nicola calmly ordered his men.
ああ。こいつはどうする？始末するか？
What about him? You want him clipped?
彼は僕たちの知らない情報を持っている可能性があるからね。
He may have some information we don't have yet.
レオ、利用価値があるうちは、ここで死なない程度に面倒を見てあげてくれる？
Leo, do you mind patching him up so he doesn't die before we get more intel?
わかりました。
Understood. How's our status? Are we doing it? Is that like the same? Does he love us yet? The man suddenly moved upon hearing Nicola's orders. Just when the man's shackles were being removed, Dante mumbled.
甘いな。
Too soft. That was being too soft. I trembled hearing his words amidst the permeating smell of blood in the air. What I just saw was something easy in their eyes. Girl, does she not know what the mafia means? I know she was raised at a church, but come on. I couldn't believe what I heard. Then again, I believe I'd been living in peace and without a care. I forgot how fearsome the mafia was. Forgot or never knew. What I saw tonight made it very clear to the point that it froze my heart. I was never the same again. Days passed since the punishment. I'd been passing the time aimlessly, with a nervous, heavy feeling in my heart.
おはよう。勝手に使わせてもらってごめんね。
Good morning, Lily. Sorry, I'm just about done here. Not at all. I just got here. I made my way to the kitchen in the morning only to find Nicola
エスプレッ
there.
ソを入れていたんだ。眠気覚ましにね。君も飲む？
I was brewing myself an espresso. How about a cup to wake you up? I'm fine. I'm fine.
甘い方が好きだったよね。
You like it sweet, right? I suppose, but
じゃあカフェラテにしよう。砂糖とミルクを多めに入れて。
let me make you a cafe latte. Then I'll add a lot of sugar and milk. I thought I refused, but he was just going about preparing a cup for me. Nicola quickly prepared it and handed me the warm cup.
青い顔をしているよ。こういう時は温まった方がいい。はい、どうぞ。
You look pale. Having something warm will help make you feel better. Here. Thank you. I hesitantly reached for the cup. I paused for a moment, then took a sip. It tastes good.
じゃあ僕はもう行くね。ボナジョルナータ。
Well, I better get going. Bonjour, Gnata, Lili. I don't know. Antete, Nicola. I held the cup with both hands as I watched Nicola leave. After seeing him depart the kitchen, I let out a huge sigh. Do I need to go back? I'm gonna go back. Hear me out. I'm gonna go back. We're gonna go back. We're gonna go back. We're gonna be here. We're gonna look at this. We're gonna screenshot this. We're gonna do the dumb thing and scream. Stop, Nicola, please. Please stop already. Please let him go. I pleaded with Nicola to try and stop him grabbing his arm. Ooh, does she get stabbed? That'd be funny. Would that be funny? Am I laughing? Am I laughing? I'm laughing. Does it look different? Wait, was that a button? Was that a button? Did I just hit a button? There was a button for this the entire time? It looks the same. But then...
それ以上は。
Lily, that's about enough. Leo grabbed me from behind and pulled me away from Nicola. Nicola! What about his family? They'll be devastated if he dies. And if the Lao Shu is involved, his family is going to be in danger too. Please, you have to help. What I was saying probably didn't make any sense to Nicola, but I kept on
殺さ
pleading.
れかけたのは君なのに。そんなに彼を助けてあげたい？
You want to help him even though he tried to kill you? Yes, please.
そこまで言うなら仕方ない。僕も譲歩せざるを得ないね。
If you say so, does that look like he loves me more? Screenshot. I don't remember what the button was. Exactly the same. Looks exactly the same. Oh no. Oh no. I guess I can spare him a little. And he still cuts off his ear. He grinned, tapping the belly of the knife against the man's ear. Nicola. That's that we got there. We're there. Well, it still happens the same way. I don't know if quietly watching was better or not yet. After seeing him depart the kitchen, I let out a huge sigh. I couldn't seem to approach Nicola like I did before since that incident in the cell. He was the same, as if nothing happened, but I guess he noticed my awkwardness. He was distancing himself a bit. Even so, he can't seem to stop being nice to me. I thought more about it as I gazed at the cafe latte in my hands. Did he make art on it? Is there cafe latte art? Hang on, wait, no. Later in the evening, the salon was amazingly lively because last night, Dominicio... I have good news. Dante spoke calmly as to the men gathered in the saloon, with an expression gentler than usual.
ドミニクの釈放が決まった。ついに警察が折れた。
The police caved. Dominicio will be returning to us soon.
数日中にも屋敷へ戻るはずだ。
He'll be returned back in the next few days. Hearing Dante's news brought cheers and hurrahs from the men in the saloon. I
よかったですね、カポ。
want it to stop. That's great news, boss.
Ah.
Yes. As the Foul Zone members cheered with joy, thank goodness. Please stop. Dante glanced at me. My heart jumped at what happened in the cell crossed my
ニコラから
mind.
聞いていると思うが、ドミニクはお前の作ったカンノーロが食べたいと言っていた。
I'm sure Nicola told you this already, but Dominicio is looking forward to enjoying some cannoli.
あいつのために用意してやってくれるか。
Would you mind baking some for him? I immediately nodded in agreement. Of course I can.
頼む。
Thank you. Whew! Anyone's talking happily about Dominicio's return. My mind was now occupied with figuring out what kind of cannolis to prepare. Do more than one. The clock showed it was just past 3. Everyone was enjoying their idle time. When suddenly Nicola entered the saloon in a hurry. He doesn't look well.
悪い知らせだ。
Dante, bad news. Dante sensed something was wrong and nodded quietly with a stern look on his face.
今朝、留置場でドミニクが死んだ。殺されたらしい。
Dominicio was killed, found out this morning he was killed in his cell. The whole saloon went silent the moment the words came out.
このことで、みんなにも知っておいてもらいたいことがある。
Everyone, I need you all to be aware of something.
ブルローネマフィアの人間が相次いで殺されているのは知っているよね。
I'm sure you all know how many of our mafia brethren are being killed in Berlone.
ドミニクの死も、もしかしたらその件と何かつながりがあるんじゃないかと僕は思っている。
I'm thinking that Dominicio's death is also somehow involved in that string of deaths.
今はまだ憶測の域を出ないけど、詳しいことが分かったら改めて知らせる。
There's not much information to share yet, but I'll let you all know as I hear more. Okay, just a work message, making sure. There's not much information to share yet, but I'll let you all know as I hear more.
とにかく、一人にならないように、街に出るときは警戒して。
If you have to go out to town, stay in the open and keep your guard up. Understand? Understood? Understoody? Nicola ended his announcement as Dante stood. They both walked out of the saloon, most likely to have a meeting together. The men in the saloon returned to their conversation with one another, but none of them seemed to believe what they had just heard. Dominico. I couldn't fathom what happened either. As I threw myself onto my bed, I returned to my room and fell into my bed. I faced immediate death here. The horrors back at the cell and Dominico's death came to my mind. Fear and sorrow continued in succession and burdened me beyond what I could endure. I wish I could speak with Nicola like before. But guess what? You can't.
やあ、オルロック。急に呼び出して悪いね。
Hey there, Orlok. Sorry for the sudden call.
いい。仕事だから。
It's fine. It's work.
助かるよ。ドミニクの件、何かない？
Thanks. Do you have any leads on Dominico's death?
俺が知る限り、外部から襲撃されたという
Orlok is
話は
gonna
な
be
い。
my love.
侵入者がいた形
But
跡も
later. As far as I know, there was no signs of an attack originating from outside the building.
内部犯の線が濃い。警察も慎重に動いてる。
Odds are likely the perpetrator is someone on the inside.
なるほどね。いい情報だ。
I see. Good to know.
それと、前にニコラが知りたがってたことを調べておいた。
And I also checked on the matters you were interested
教
in.
国のロズベルグ教とラオ州の関係。金銭のやり取りがあるのは事実。
It's true, there is money moving between Bishop Rosberg and the Laoshu. Bishop Rosberg, a high-ranking official within the state of the church, he is a very popular among the people and is known as the man of virtue.
でも、彼女を狙ったのはラオ州の独断。ロズベルグ教はそんな指示は出してない。
But she was attacked by the Laoshu themselves. Bishop Rosberg had no such
おそら
order.
くラオ州は彼女を盾にしてロズベルグ教と取引するか脅すつもりだったんだと思う。
I suspect the Laoshu were planning on using her to deal with Bishop Rosberg or to threaten
あり
him.
がとう、オルロック。君の情報はいつも面白い。助かるよ。
Thank you, Orlok. You can't imagine the importance of your intel.
じゃあまた、何かあれば、いつもの連絡方法で。
We'll see each other again. If anything happens, let me know. I took my leave from Orlok and quickly made my way back to the manor. After all, Dante asked to speak with me today.
今戻ったよ。それで、話って。
I'm back. Do you have something for me?
ファルツォーネは教国を通してブルローネにおける大きな影響力を持っていた。そうだな。
The Foul Zone worked with the church to gain the power we now have in Berlin, isn't that correct?
どうしたの急に。
What are you talking about?
教国はイタリア王国の司法にも圧力をかけている。
And the church is putting pressure on the laws mandated by the Kingdom of Italy.
おかげでこの地は違い封建だけど。だからどうして。
Which is why our area is classified as extraterritorial, but why
その力は今や失われつつある。
the church is losing their hold on things. Oh. By the way, I keep screenshotting these because I'm trying to make more thumbnails just so for like, why is she doing this? That's
ドミ
why.
ニクは留置場の中で死んだ。公権力への干渉が弱くなっているのは明らかだ。
The fact that Domenico was killed in jail is proof that they're losing ground here.
ファルツォーネを守るためには彼女の存在が必要だ。
We need her in order to protect the Falzone family, but why her? I know she's not like other girls. But like why?
まさか。
Don't tell me.
ここに呼んだ。もうそろそろ来るはずだ。
I called her here. She should arrive shortly.
説明は俺からする。ニコラも同席してくれ。彼女もその方が安心するだろう。
I'll do the talking. I just need you here. I just need you here. She will feel better with you around.
わかった。
Understood. It was a bit earlier than I expected, but the time to act finally arrived. What's happening? I wish I could speak with Nicola like before. I want to hear his voice, but I squeeze the pillow in my arms and try to turn a blind eye to reality. Dante called me to come to his office.
Hide.
Come in. Buongiorno, Dante and Nicola, you're here too? I could tell they had something important to tell me from the tension in the air. You wanted to see me?
お前には何も知らせずに型をつけるつもりだったが。
I wanted to handle everything without your involvement.
ごめんね、
but...
ダンテ。そこまでだ。
I'm sorry, Dante, but can you stop there? Huh? Nicola suddenly cradled me gently in his outreached arms, but it wasn't a simple embrace. I felt something cold and hard press to my forehead. I couldn't take... That's not her forehead, that's her temple. Come on. I didn't take long for me to realize it was Nicola's gun.
何の真似だ、ニコラ。
What is this about, Nicola? Nicola!
僕はファルツォーネを裏切る。
I'm leaving the Falzone. What?
あ、君はおとなしくしていてね。暴れたら僕はためらわずに引き金を引く。
No, I don't believe you. But also pull the trigger. And you be quiet for a moment, make one move and I'll pull the trigger.
もちろんダンテも同じだよ。指一本でも動かせば、僕はこの子を撃つからね。
Same to you, Dante. Move and she's done for. Does this exact same happen in Dante's route? I'm curious. What's going on? Try to escape. Ooh, should I try to escape? Should I get shot? Will he shoot me? Does he shoot me? Should I? Let's find out. Nicola, what are you doing? I tried to escape from his hold by jerking from side to
急
side.
じゃないよ。ずっと考えていたことだから。
Does he like me more now? I'm just doing something I've been thinking of for a while now. There's no use keeping me hostage.
それを決めるのは君じゃない。ダンテだよ。
Your value is something Dante will decide. Moving around gave me leeway in his grasp. I quickly escaped and ran to Dante.
残念だ。
How sad! Ah, shoot. Why am I on the ground? Was I shot from behind? Girl, my mind was starting to fade. I heard someone arguing loudly, but I couldn't seem to grasp what had happened. Soon my mind and senses fell into an eternal slumber. All right. Way back in the day, I used to keep track of people who would hurt me, and he's on that list now. And that means I can't love Nicola. Nicola's not allowed to be loved. Nicola has shot me. Nicola. I put an extra L in Nicola. Nicola shot her. Put a note there. That's so I know. When I rate them at the very end. My mind and senses fell into an eternal slumber. Listen, if you kill her, you can't love her. The end. The end. Mors ultima lania requiems est. I'm not sure if I said any of those words correctly. We did it. We finished the game, guys. Listen, he did what he said he was going to do. So... An image crossed my mind, an image of Nicola so easily punishing the man in the cell without any remorse. If I tried to fight him, he would probably pull the trigger without hesitation. I couldn't move a single muscle. Why is this happening? What is Nicola trying to do? I couldn't tell what he was planning or even fathom what was going on in his
君
mind.
が冷静で助かるよ。
Oh. What in the dark romance? Hey! Hi, delightful. Oh, that's a good girl. Ah, he said the word, but did he though? Is that what that means?
君が冷静で助かるよ。
Kimi?
君が冷静で助かるよ。
I don't know. I'm gonna save it anyways. Gonna save it anyways. Because what if it does mean that I'm gonna Google it to ensure? Otherwise, someone had a really fun time translating that with a lie. I couldn't see his face, but I felt like he was smiling. Nicola kept the gun on me, then moved away from Dante, with me alongside him.
次に目が覚めた時、お互い生きていられるといいね。
I can only hope that we're both alive when you wake up. Oh, then he's gonna... please, you have to... Before I could finish, he placed a cloth over my mouth. Oh, I thought he was gonna hit her with the gun, like, you know, normal. I could tell it was soaked with something, and I felt my mind going hazy. The haze overtook me and my legs started to give. Straight dead weight. I heard footsteps coming towards us. I can only assume the men were coming to investigate what was happening, and that was all I could remember. Damn, son, my head. I felt something warm under me, like a bed. I would never describe a bed as warm. Yes, they become warm as you lay in them because of your body heat and being trapped underneath you, you know? But, like, I would never say, I feel something warm underneath me like a bed. That doesn't sound right. Soft underneath me like a bed. I raised myself up. What in the world was happening? I looked around to see a beautiful room. I wasn't sure where I was. But I suddenly remembered what
お
happened.
はよう。目が覚めたみたいだね。
Good morning. You slept well. Sitting next to me was Nicola sitting. I quickly moved back.
顔色があまり良くないね。エスプレッソでも入れようか。
You don't look so good. How about a cup of espresso?
ああ、君はラテの方が好きだよね。砂糖とミルクたっぷりの。
That's right. Latte, right? With plenty of milk and sugar. Nicola!
どうしたの？大きい声を出して。
Why so loud all of a sudden? Oh my god. Did you just wake up in my dark romance novel? Like, come on. Where am I? Nicola calmly looked at me with his usual smile.
ここはビスコンティ
Actually,
だ
this
よ。
reminded me, what was it? There's a... So I don't know what this is. I saw like a TikTok of it. And I'm like, I need to find this. But it was like when the kidnapper treats her better than her family. And I was like he was like giving her food on a plate. Her family would drop it on the floor. He was like, he gave her a haircut because her hair was in her eyes or something. And I was like, okay. We're at the Visconti Manor. Visconti! She runs outside. Visconti! Why did Nicola bring me here? Why did Nicola betray Falson's family? I didn't understand at all what was going on. Chapter 4. Secondo something. Without any explanation, Nicola took me into another room. There were two men inside. One wore glasses and looked intelligent. The other...
ようこそビスコンティへ。俺の自己紹介は必要か？
I forgot about him. Welcome to the Visconti Manor. Should I introduce myself? I remember you, Senor Redford. Gilbert Redford.
堅苦しいのは好かないんだ。ギルでいい。そっちのメガネはわかるか？
I don't like being too formal. Call me Gil. Do you know this guy here? No.
あいつはオリバー・ハース、弁護士だ。法律はもとより金勘定にも強くてな。うちの金庫番だ。
His name's Oliver Haas. He's a lawyer, but he also sorts out our money and other things we probably need. Oliver Haas. I think we talked about Oliver. We met Oliver. The man named Oliver looked at me and formally bowed his head. I bowed to him as well.
じゃ、早速本題に入るとするか。あんたは何も聞かされちゃいねえんだろ？
Now then, let's get down to business. You haven't been told anything yet, have you? I have not.
説明する時間がなかったからね。
I haven't exactly had time to explain.
どうかと思うぜ。イタリア男たるものを女性には優しくしねえとな。
It's an Italian gentleman's duty to show due respects to such a fine lady.
ひどいな。僕だって普段は優しいよ。ねえ。
I am a gentleman most of the time, isn't that right, Lily?
嫌われちゃったかな。
I'll take that as a yes. Nicola shrugged and chuckled since I didn't respond. Seeing him act as he usually did made me almost forget that I was with the Visconti.
話を戻そう。簡単に言うと、ニコラはファルツォーネを裏切って俺についた。
Let's get back on topic here. To be blunt, Nicola turned on his family and came to me.
裏切り者はまた裏切るかもしれない。その危惧はいつまでも続くものだ。
Once a traitor, always a traitor. You may be here now, but the suspicion will linger.
だから我々の身内でもニコラを招き入れることに抵抗がある者が多い。
Which is why many of our men aren't very receptive of Nicola's defection.
だがニコラはそんな連中を黙らせる手土産を持ってきた。
Then again, Nicola has brought a gift that should shut the mouths of any skeptics.
それがあんただ。
And that's you, Leah Adornado. Me?
突拍子もない話だろうが、まずは聞いてくれ。
It's a strange story, but keep an open mind.
なんでもあんたは教国にとって特別な意味を持つ存在なんだそうだ。
First of all, you need to understand that you're someone special to the church.
で、教国はあんたのことを保護したがってる。
And that's why you need to be protected. Special? Me?
そうだ。
Yes. The church? Yes. Wait. Yes. What were they talking about? I sputtered with disbelief. This is all a terrible misunderstanding. I'm not special. I'm just live at the church. I've never heard a single person tell me anything otherwise.
だが少なくとも教国が君に価値を見出しているのは事実だ。
It is true you possess some value to the church.
君を拉致しようとした動きも元をたどれば教国絡みだったからね。
The abduction attempt on you some time ago is tied to the church as well. What do you mean? I thought that was the Lao Shu and their human trafficking.
教国の行為の聖職者であるヨゼフ・フォン・ロズベルグ教。彼とラオ州の間にはつながりがあ
The
る。
church's bishop, Joseph von Rosberg, he's connected to the Lao Shu.
ブルローネで起こっていた若い女の子を狙った誘拐事件はラオ州が君を探す際の副産物だろうね。
The Lao Shu's abduction of girls in Berlin was likely something they did in order to find you. So the Lao Shu's targeted orphans because...
もっともラオ州は君のこともロズベルグに売りつけようとしていたみたいだけど。
If they captured you, I'm sure they would have used you to bargain with Rosenberg. This can't be true.
ファルツォーネはかなり前からこの話を嗅ぎつけてたらしいな。
The Falzone has known about this for a while.
だからあんたを厳重に保護してた。
Which is why they kept you in their custody. Custody?
ただの何の価値もねえ娘だったらどうにでもできたはずだろう。
If you were some normal girl, they could have done anything they wanted to protect you.
わざわざファルツォーネの屋敷にかくまわなくても隠れ家を使うなり別の土地に移すなりな。
Instead of keeping you at their manor, they could have sent you elsewhere.
大事な本拠地カポの手元に意味なく置いておくわけがねえ。
There'd be no reason for a boss to keep someone of no value nearby. I glanced at Nicola.
じゃあ
Be careful.
君が無事でいてくれて安心した。
Has Nicola been looking out for me since the very beginning because of this? I didn't want to believe it, but the more I thought about it, the more sense it made. How am I not like other girls? Please tell me. Keeping me at the Falzone's manor under their care? Living in the extravagant room? It was all because I had value.
そういうわけでビスコンティはニコラとあんたを受け入れることにした。
In any case, we decided to bring Nicola on board with the Visconti.
あんたの存在が教国にとってどんな価値を持つのかは知らねえ。
We still don't know what value you really have with the church.
うちは教国との間に直接のパイプがあるわけじゃねえからな。
The extent of our influence stops short of any connections to them after all.
だが俺たちにとってはあんたを所有していることそのものに意味がある。
But there is a reason for us to have you on our side.
ファルツォーネと教国に対する人質みたいなもんだな。
Let's just say you're our ace against the foul zone and the church.
我々はラオ州に代わってロズベルグ教、ひいては教国と取引がしたい。
We want to replace the Lao Shu in working with Roseburg and the church.
何せ教国という後ろ盾を得たラオ州は随分羽振りが良さそうだからな。
I've heard the Lao Shu have a good situation simply by having the church's support.
ファルツォーネもラオ州もあんたを狙ってる。
The foul zone and the Lao Shu are after you.
だから今すぐにはあんたをこの屋敷から出すわけにはいかねえ。
So I don't intend to have you leave my place for a
だが
while.
俺はあんたを客人として丁重に扱うことを約束しよう。
I will promise you that I'll treat you as a special guest. So how long do I have to stay here?
俺の目的が叶うまで。
Until I fulfill my goal. His words were bold and resolute. Your goal? I wish so. My phone did an update and now I don't get like pop-ups on my screen, but look how beautiful Lewis Pullman is. Can it do it? Can you do this? Can you focus on this man for just a second? My phone went dead. It's fine. It's okay. I know he's beautiful. All right. Well, anyways, he's beautiful. Just thought you should know. Your goal.
それは君にとって知る必要のないことだ。
That is something you don't need to know. Gilbert tapped Oliver's shoulder as if to reprimand him for replying coldly to
教
me.
国を後ろ盾に得てラオ州とファルツォーネを潰しこの町を取る。それが俺の目的だ。
My goal is to get the church's support and to take over this town by defeating the Lao Shu and the Falzone.
事実、君を手に入れたと匂わせたら、ロズベルグ教は早々に交渉の席に着くことを了承してくれた。
What's interesting is that Roseburg's requested negotiations the moment he told him that you were with us.
ことが動き出せば、そう時間はかからずに進んでいくだろう。
Once things are put into motion, our plan should move rather quickly.
全部終わったらあんたは自由だ。好きなとこに行けばいい。
And once we're done with that, you're free to go wherever you like. Everything I had heard up until now was hard to believe. I had never even considered being anything more than what I was. But right now, instead of all the words they spun together, something else concerned me. Of all the people, why would Nicola betray Dante? Why did he betray the Falzone? Because he wants to be king. After our talk, Nicola brought me back to the room where I had woken up earlier. Nicola, I'm not special.
当然だね。君はただの人間だよ。
Of course, you're a normal person. Nicola doesn't see me as a special someone they were talking about. Hearing that brought me to a sigh of
だ
relief.
けど、君がどう思うと、事実教国は君に価値を見出しているし、
But regardless of what we think, the church does see value in
ファルツ
you.
ォーネもそれを真実だと思っている。
The Falzone also believes that to be true. But
なぜ教国が君に価値を見出しているのか、僕たちにとってその理由は重大じゃない。
it's not that important to us why the church sees value in you.
その事実だけで、双方にとって君は重要人物なんだ。
What is important is that you are someone special to them and to the Falzone,
だからこそ君はいい取引材料になる。
which is why you're perfect for making deals. There was a lot I didn't understand, but there was one thing I really wanted to find out from Nicola. Nicola, Gilbert and Oliver aren't around now. Can you tell me something? Why are you doing all this? I whispered my question to him.
何も話すことはないよ。ああ、ここから逃げ出そうなんて思わないようにね。
I have nothing to tell you. Oh, I have... What I can say is that you shouldn't even think of trying to escape from here. And with that, Nicola turned his back and walked towards the door. Wait! I reached out and grabbed his arm. You care for Dante more than the Falzone family itself. I wasn't at the manor that long, and even I could see that. I'm sure you have a reason for bringing me here. Does the Valsconti have something against you, or is it this part of your plan? I'm sure there's a good reason.
随分と甘い考えだね。 僕は僕自身の意志でファルツォーネを裏切ったのに。
Aren't you optimistic? I'm here because I betrayed the Falzoni on my own
ファル
accord.
ツォーネにはもう未来がないんだ。カビ臭い伝統に縛られたまま変わることを恐れている。
There is no future for the Falzone. They fear change and are shackled to their outdated traditions and rules. You can't be serious.
ダンテがいくら頑張ったところで未来は変わらない。彼は所詮お飾りのカポだ。
No matter what Dante does, nothing will change. He's just a hollow shell of a boss.
あれは遠からず瓦解する組織だよ。
They will fall apart sooner than later.
だったら、せめて僕の手で引導を渡してあげようって思ってもおかしくはないだろ。
In that case, I figured I would be a good choice to guide them to their demise. No, you're not that kind of person. Nicola. Oh wait, did I mess that up? Did I not say that in the right? Oh, whatever, it's fine. Okay, wait, hang on. We got this. We got this. We got this. Well, let me do it. It won't let me do it. You're kind. I know you've... Blah, 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 blah. Does that look better? Did I do it? Did I do it right that time? Looks the same. Looks the same. Oh, no, wait. Not the same. What's that? Is that bad? Is that the opposite of good? What's that? I don't like that. I don't like that splatter. Is that splatter always there? You wouldn't betray them. You're not the type of person who would betray them. Does that do it? Does it? Oh no, it's worse. It's worse. This one's worse. Oh no. You gotta get our hands dirty, I guess. You're kind. You're kind. You're kind. I know we've only gotten to know each other recently, but I know that you're very kind at heart.
僕が優しい人間だって認識がそもそもの勘違いだよ。
The fact that you think that is already a mistake. Oh my gosh, you were good to me from the very moment I came under the Falzone's care. And you stood guard over my
あれは
room.
君が勝手に勘違いしただけ。
What an unfortunate misunderstanding.
君が部屋を出ようとした時に偶然僕が通りかかった。それだけのことだ。
It was just coincidence that I was by your room when you were trying to sneak out.
君は僕のことを何度も優しいって言っていたけど、全部勝手な思い込みだよ。
You keep saying I'm kind, but everything I've done was for my own selfish reasons. Nicola coldly refuted my
以
words.
前君はこう言ったよね。
You've said this before to me.
あれは君の勝手な誤解だよ。僕はその言葉を肯定していない。
That was you trying to convince yourself I didn't agree with what you said to me.
あの夜君を助けたのも、君が教国にとって価値のある人間だからだ。
The only reason I saved you that night was because you were of value to the church.
こうして利用するために優しくしていただけで、それ以外の理由はないよ。
I was good to you so that I could use you to my advantage, nothing else. Man, what a romance. Like, oh man, say more words to me. That makes me really, really like you. Nicola. I was at a loss for words at his
どちらにし
coldness.
ろ、僕は裏切り者だ。近いうちに始末されるだろ
In any case, I'm a traitor. I'll be clipped sooner
う。
or
ファル
later.
ツォーネのカポであるダンテに、もしくは、僕を
Just kiss him,
快く思わない
I guess.
ビスコンティの誰かにね。
Subvert expectations. Kiss him. Dante may do it as the Falzone's boss, or maybe someone in the Visconti will lay their hands on me. but
とにかく僕は最後までビスコンティに協力するつもりだ。
whatever happens to me isn't important. I'm going to help the Visconti until the very end. Nicola freed himself from my grasp and made his way quickly out of the room. There is, in that empty room, a thought crossed my mind. I recalled the night I first stayed at the Falzone's manor. Nicola said it was a coincidence, but there was no way he would have been around at that hour. Even if it wasn't keeping watch, he must have been coming by every so often to check. Not only that, he made a cup of warm milk for me that night. The fact that he cared enough to do that was something he couldn't deny. I mean, if you deny enough, you get there. It was the day after I was brought to the Visconti. I drearily awoke to the restless sleep. I don't have any choice but to stay here. What would happen if I tried to escape? All I could imagine was that it wouldn't lead to an happy ending. They told me that I could walk freely within the manor. I still felt like a caged bird. I didn't feel well back when I first stayed with the Falzone either. But Nicola and the others all tried their best to make me feel at home. I was walking around the hallways when I noticed something. Where is that coming from? I heard laughter and cheering and began making my way towards the sound.
おめでとうやったな
Damn it, congratulations! What's going on? I peeked inside the lounge to find a bunch of people laughing and cheering.
おうあんたも来いよ
Ah, Lily, come on in. What? I didn't know how Gil knew I was peeking in, but he immediately dragged me into the room.
こいつの結婚が決まったんだあんたも祝ってやってくれ
He finally decided to get married. Can you give him your blessing? Oh, congratulations.
グラッツいい家庭を築けるように頑張らねえとな
I gotta do my best to build a good home now.
そいつは大事な心がけだなあんまり嫁さんに心配かけんじゃねえぞ
Good to hear that. You better not cause that wife any
も
grief.
ちろんだギルもさっさと嫁もらえよ引く手あまただろ
Speaking of which, when are you gonna get hitched? You got a whole harem to choose
世
from.
の中には素敵な女性が溢れすぎてるなかなか心を決められねえんだ
Indeed, there are many beautiful women in this world, but there's no way I can settle
さす
down.
がギル選ぶ側の余裕だよなそれ
Gil, you're a goddamn playboy.
そんなことねえよ惚れた相手に選んでもらえるかが勝負だろ
Not at all. The trouble is finding someone who thinks I'm good enough for them. The ruckus here. It's different from the Falzone family. They're so open and frank with each other. To be honest, I wasn't fond of the Visconti. What scared me about them wasn't my abduction, but rather that I'd heard back when I was at the Falzone manor about the Burlone Mafia being killed and Dante suspecting the Visconti behind it. Well, guess what? You also watched a man get his nails ripped off and an ear cut off at the Visconti. So maybe, don't worry too much about that. But they all look so happy. Where's Nicola? I looked around and noticed Nicola standing quietly in the corner. He wasn't mingling with the Visconti, and neither were they speaking to him. Nicola betrayed his family. It seemed like the Visconti members didn't see him in a good light. Plus, he's all pent up inside.
お前の裏切りでファルツォーネは大騒ぎらしいな
Looks like the Falzone are all in a kerfuffle about your betrayal.
まあそうだろうね。
I'm not surprised.
ラオ州の方は目立った動きはないが例の件については相変わらずだ
The Laoshu aren't very active now, but the killings are still going
組織を
on.
問わず被害者が出てる犠牲者の数は右肩上がりだ
Is Roberto just going around murdering people? Thinking outside the box. More have been reported dead from all sides. The death tolls keep rising.
幹部級の人間も標的になっているしね。
The top brass are being targeted too now.
ファルツォーネのカポレジームの件やはり一連の構成員殺しと関係がありそうか
About the Falzone's Kapura Jim. Do you think he was dragged into the mess?
死体を見る限りはおそらく。やっぱりこれはどこの組織の仕業でもないよ。いろいろ調べてみたけど。
Judging by the autopsy, yes, this isn't the work of an organization here. I snooped around a bit myself
ブル
and
ローネマフィア以外の何者かがこの件に噛んでいるとしか思えない。
I've come to the conclusion that someone other than the Burlone Mafia is involved.
それが事実なら、各々の組織がバラバラに動くのは効率が悪いな。
If that's true, then it's not effective for us to all move our own way.
一度話をした方が早いか。
Guess I could get in contact. I froze hearing Gilbert's words.
どうした、ニコラ。
What's the matter, Nicola?
聞き間違えたのかな。今、組織同士で話し合いをしようって言った？
Did I hear that wrong? Did you imply that the Mafia should come together to talk?
まさか、僕がビスコンティに来た理由忘れているわけじゃない
I
よね。
hope you didn't forget why I came here.
ああ、もちろんだ。お前はファルツォーネを潰したいんだろう？
Of course, I remember. You want to get rid of the Falzone, right?
だがそれには準備が必要だ。ファルツォーネを叩いてる間にラオ州に襲われたらどうなる？
But that requires time and preparation. There's a chance the Lao Shu will attack us while we go after the Falzone.
しかもブルローネマフィア以外にも敵がいるかもしれねえってたった今お前が言ったんだぜ。
And you just said the killer might be someone outside of the Burlone Mafia.
下手に動けば俺たちはそいつに背中から撃たれるかもしれねえ。違うか？
I don't want whoever that is to shoot us from behind. Am I wrong in thinking
違
that?
わない。君が正しいよ、ギルバート。僕はせいていた。
Not at all. You're absolutely right, Gilbert. I suppose I was rushing things. His words made me realize that I wasn't thinking clearly about my goal.
ニコラの気持ちもわかるさ。
I do know how you feel, Nicola. He laughed in an effort to console me. I should have screenshotted that. I was too distracted. It had already been 2 weeks since I began staying at the Visconti. Searching for his whereabouts in the manor had become a daily chore for me. Nicola, there you are. I'm going to find him today. He had been busy since coming here and I hadn't had much of a chance to talk with him. I spoke with Gil how I was getting bored, so he allowed me to use his kitchen. I was wondering if you could tell me when we could dine together. I'll make your favorite food then.
ギルね。ずいぶん仲良くなったみたいでよかったよ。
Gil, huh? Nice to hear you're getting along. Yeah, I don't like saying it either, though. He did tell me to call him that. You were there when he said it, weren't you? He looked away from me as I stuttered, then spoke nonchalantly to
あい
me.
にくだけど、僕の予定はわからないことが多いからね。
Unfortunately for you, but my schedule is a bit precocious right now.
僕の好きなものなんて気にせず、ギルバートの好きなものでも作ってあげたら喜ぶんじゃないかな。
Don't worry about what I like. Why don't you make something that Gilbert likes? I'm sure he'll be happy. Nicola. My shoulders fell in disappointment hearing his unfriendly tone.
ようニコラ、今から留置場に行く。お前も一緒に来てくれねえか。
Hey, Nicola, I was heading to the station. Can you come along?
いいよ。じゃあ、君はおとなしくしていてね。
Sure. Well, you stay put. You hear? Sure, sure. I was looking through the papers at my desk while taking a smoke when...
マルコ、大変です。
Marco, we have a problem. He ran into my room and caused a breeze that blew the papers off my desk.
ロッピ、お前な。こんなとこで走んなよ。
What the hell, Robbie? Stop running around like a little
一
kid.
刻を争うので走りました。大変です、マルコ。
Is that a joke? This is no time to be making jokes. We've got a problem,
それは
Marco.
もう聞いた。落ち着け。
You said that already. Now calm down. Roberto combed his hair with his fingers and took a deep breath before
たった
speaking.
今、ギルバート・レッドフォードが留置場を訪れました。
Gilbert Redford has just arrived to visit the jail cells.
ああ。警察にプレッシャーをかけがてら面会にでも来たか。
So he came here to pressure us for a visitation.
問題は、そのレッドフォードが
The problem is that Redford is with
ニコラ・フランチェスカを連れていたんです。
brought Nicola Francesca with him.
そうか。
I see.
マルコ、驚いていませんね。
You're not surprised, Marco?
あ？いや、驚いてるさ。まさか、あのニコラがビスコンティに。なあ。
Oh, yeah, surprise. Never thought Nicola would side with the Visconti.
マルコが何か非公式な情報源を持っているのは知っています。
Marco, I know you have intel on various matters from the
あな
outside.
たは警察に情報が入るより早く何か掴んでいたのでは。
Do you know something that the police don't? Isn't that right?
正直に話してください、マルコ。
Be honest with me,
や
Marco.
れやれ。
Ah, yada yada. Good grief. This is going to be a pain. Then again, he'll find out sooner or later.
どうやらニコラはファルツォーネを裏切ったらしい。
It looks like Nicola betrayed the Falzone family.
これからはビスコンティの人間なんだそうだ。だからお前も今後はそのつもりでな。
He's a Visconti from now on, so you treat him that way too. Roberto was glaring at me.
そんな重要な情報をなぜ教えてくれなかったんです？
Why didn't you share such important information
言
with
っ
me?
てどうする？
Then what? I tapped my cigarette on the edge of my ashtray as I responded in a calm
誰
manner.
が裏切っただの、どこに着いただのって。俺たちは警察だろ？ロッピー。
Robbie, we're the cops. Whether someone in the mafia betrays someone else or not,
マフィアの内情なんて関係ねえだろ
it's none of our concern.
確かにどこの組織に就こうが犯罪者は犯罪者ですが。
True, regardless of who goes where, they are still criminals. Roberto seemed to have accepted my response, though somewhat reluctantly. Suddenly, he raised his head and looked at me.
マルコ、彼女が今どうしているかわかりますか？
Marco, what about her? Do you know where she is?
彼女？
She who?
彼女は彼女ですよ。フランチェスカが大切な人だとか言っていた。
She, as in that girl, the one Francesca said is his friend.
ああ、あの子か。
Oh, that girl. Roberto wasn't seeing Lily in a good light.
ロベルトはマフィア嫌いだからな。
After all, he hates the mafia with a
あの子
passion.
のこともマフィアの情婦だのと誤解してたし。
He even assumed she was a mob mole too. I was worried he'd misunderstand Lily if I explained her situation, but he was going to find out one way or another. I shrugged and decided to speak the
ニコ
truth.
ラはどうもあの子を連れてビスコンティに移ったようだな。
It looks like Nicola took her with him when he went to Visconti. I could tell Roberto wasn't pleased. Judging by Nicola's association with Lily, she must have had some value to him, which also made sense as to why he would take her with him.
フランチェスカ、なぜよりによって彼女に執着するんだ？
Francesca, how dare he hold on to her like that? Huh? Something wasn't right
よ
here.
りによって彼女にっておい。
What the hell is he yapping about? He was making it sound like he had special
ロベ
feelings
ル
for
ト、
her.
お前。
Roberto, don't tell
ロベ
me.
ルトはあの子と大した話もしねえ程度の付き合いだったよな。
I thought those two were barely acquainted with each other. That's true from my
それと
understanding.
も俺の知らねえとこじゃ親しかったりすんのか？
Or are they closer than I think? Suddenly a thought crossed my mind. I often took Roberto to the church back when he first arrived in Berlin. Wait. Just gonna leave that there. Maybe that way I can see if I get a message. It doesn't pop up. So it used to, back in the day, before my phone did the update, like I was talking about a second ago, it used to pop up what it was. But now it just says, it buzzes like you got a notification, but doesn't tell me what the notification is. So a lot of the times it's just like a Teams message from my work. And I don't need those on my days off. It's usually for people who are currently working, like, hey, just a heads up, this is happening or whatever. You know, like, it's not for me. But I keep getting notifications and I'm like, I don't want to turn them off because I'm going to need those when I'm working. I often took Roberto to the church back when he first arrived in Berlin. I recall that he seemed interested in Lily back then. Did you just ignore it? I took a deep
いい
breath.
か、ロベルト。これは人生で長く役に立つ教訓だ。よく覚え
Listen
とけ。
to me. Think of this as a lesson from someone who's lived longer than you.
意中の女の子には優しくしてやれ。
Be kind to the girl you care about.
いきなり何を言っているんですか、あなたは。
Where did that come from? What in the world are you
とに
saying?
かくだ。
Just hear me out. I cleared my throat before speaking again. Roberto looked pretty
余
irate
計な
and
真似だけはすん
irritated.
なよ。触らぬ神にたたりなしってやつだ。
Don't get yourself involved unnecessarily. Guarde non toccare una cosa de imparere.
あいつに近づくなと。
You're telling me not to go near her?
そうだ。ニコラはファルツオーネから睨まれる立場になっちまったからな。
Nicola's marked by the Falzone now.
しばらくは静観しろ。下手に関われば、お前まで巻き添えを食っちまう。
Just stay put. Getting involved is only going to make matters worse. Roberto's shoulders were shaking. He seemed even angrier than before.
そんな男のそばに置かれている彼女は誰より危険な状態なのでは？
If that's true, then isn't she in danger too, having to stay near me?
なら今すぐにでも救出しなければ。
Him.
市民を助けるのは警察の義務です。
If so, we need to save her at once. It is our job as officers to help
ロッ
civilians.
ピー。
Robbie.
分かっています。ブルローネは
I already
マフィア
know.
が支配する町だ。
Berlone is ruled by the mafia. Roberto looked away from me and spoke as if he were trying to convince
この
himself.
町で警察にできることなんてたかが知れている。
The police here don't have power to do much in this
死に
town.
たくなければマフィアに逆らうな。犯罪には目をつむれ。それがこの町の生き方だと。
I know the people live here by turning a blind eye to the criminal activity carried out by the
誰
mafia.
もが口を揃えて俺に言いました。しかし、犯罪で人が幸せになれると。
Everyone tells me the same thing, but crimes won't bring happiness to the people. Seeing that I wasn't saying anything, Roberto glared at me and began
警
yelling.
察が正義を守る立場の人間がそんな邪悪を認めてはいけない。
We are the police. We the police stand for justice. We can't allow such evil to run
こ
freely.
れは犯罪者を捕まえるために、正義をなすために刑事になったんです。
I became an officer to stop crime. I became an officer to serve
俺たち
justice.
警察が正義が決して諦めなければ必ず悪を倒せるはずだ。
As long as we and justice stand as one, we will prevail over
ロベ
evil.
ルト、
Roberto,
お前。
you're not. Roberto quickly turned around and stomped out of my office. I grabbed a dust-covered report from my desk. It was transfer documents from Rome's office about
筆
Roberto.
記試験はほぼ満点。実技も優秀。学歴、家柄もよしと申し分ない。
When I played the game, he really annoyed me. Like a lot. Yeah, I don't... I get having justice and wanting justice. I just always feel like there is a gray area when it comes to, like, absolutes. There's never an absolute. I'm not a Sith Lord, as it were. There's no absolutes. I also don't believe in the Jedis. I feel like the Jedis also kind of have absolutes, even if they act like they don't. But, there's a gray. There's definitely gray in there where, like, you can do something that's bad, but for a good reason. Like killing a murderer. Like, you know. And he's still in an absolutes right now. Maybe because I grew up in an environment where police is much more likely to kill you. You know, that's also true. He also feels like he's a police officer that is too just in the rules, like the way he treats everybody. He's very angry and mean to them. Like, you're supposed to be unbiased, and he's very biased. And I think that also kind of translates into the world we live in. You know what I mean? Like, he's too lawful, stupid alignment. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I know he's the secret route, but, like, I don't know if I want him. I don't think he's worth the route. You know what I mean? A perfect score on his exam and skill test, background, education, close to
ローマ市
perfect.
警での成績は若手の中では群を抜いている。
His achievements among the young guys on the Rome police force were
だ
top
が、
notch.
あいつの正義はどうも行き過ぎの嫌いがある。
He seems to have a lack of control when it comes to justice. He showed excessive violence against criminals. His life, see? See what I mean? His life changed when he went off against the son of a politician who was caught on a misdemeanor
ほ
charge,
とぼりが冷めるまでローマ市警はロベルトを外に出すことにした。
which is why the Rome police decide to send him here to cool off. And here he is in Berlin, a town ran by the mafia. He would embrace the culture here and be nurtured into a fine officer. I bet that's what his superior must have
し
thought.
かし、首都ローマのエリートがこんな偏僻な町に追いやられて。
Send off an elite from Rome to the middle of nowhere. I wasn't surprised he had problems here, especially with the place's character.
理解者もなく、しかもあいつが大嫌いな犯罪者の巣窟で過ごせとはな。
To think he needs to live among criminals without anyone else to stand beside him. No wonder Roberto was frustrated. I lit a new cigarette and took a long deep
昔
breath.
から正義感が強いガキだったんだろうな。あいつ悪いやつじゃない。それはこの数ヶ月あいつと組んできてよくわかってる。
He must have been one of those kids you always watched over others. He's not a bad guy. That much I know after being with him this long.
しかし、手のかかるやつだ。
But he's a pain in the butt. I chuckled and closed the report. If I can skip his stories, that's fine.
Na, Nicola. もう少し彼女に構ってやったらどうだ?
A person who seems to be the one to enforce the goodness and along the way can serve as sometimes lethal happiness to any civilian involved. Yeah, I don't... Making sure I read that right. Enforce the goodness along the way and can cause severe and sometimes lethal happiness. Yeah. Like, again, he's too headstrong. And he thinks he's good, which is why he's not. Like, he's not seeing anything. It's black or white, good or bad. You gotta be in the middle. There's no absolutes, and he's dealing in absolutes here. He's like, they're a criminal. I hate that guy. Nicola, why don't you spend some time with her?
どうして？僕にはその必要がない。
Why? I don't have the time.
それに、もうすぐ死ぬ人間と仲良くしても彼女にとって利益はないんじゃないかな。
I don't think there's any benefit for her to associate with someone who's going to die soon.
あのな。
Come on.
僕が生きていられるのもそう長くはない。ダンテは裏切り者を許さない。
It's only a matter of time before I'm gone. Dante is merciless against traitors.
アンダーボスだった男の裏切りを見過ごすなんて、ファミリーの名誉に関わるだろ。
Think about it. Letting a traitorous underboss go without punishment is going to hurt the family name.
だから僕には時間がないんだ。
Which is why my days are numbered.
君もせいぜい今のうちに僕をこき使っておくべきだね。
So you better use and abuse me while you can.
どう転ぶかはまだわからねえだろう。
Hey, there's no telling what'll happen.
君が本気でそう言っているなら見込み違いだったかもしれないな。
Are you serious? If so, I must have underestimated
君
you.
がダンテと並ぶ優れたカポだって思っていたのは僕の買いかぶりだった。
Don't tell me I was wrong for putting you and Dante on equal footing.
抜かせ。まあ見てろって。
Shut it. Just leave things to me. Still don't understand. Logic is not part of this world. Sure. I was able to see him again, only after spending a few more days without him in sight. Welcome back, Nicola.
まだ起きていたんだね。夜更かしはあまり良くないよ。
You're still awake. Lack of sleep isn't good for you. I feel like Nicola has been avoiding me recently. He was frowning at me as if I were a bother, but I tried to keep my spirits up. I heard you haven't been eating much recently. Maybe you're dining out, but there needs to be a balance.
悪いけど、悠長に食事をしている暇はないんだ。今もこれからオリバーの仕事を手伝わないと。
Sorry, but I have no time to talk like this. I need to help out Oliver with his work. I know, Oliver told me himself, so I brought out a plate of paninis. Haha, look at me. A hot sandwich made with various ingredients between piece of grilled bread. Honestly, paninis are delicious. They were stuffed with mozzarella, arugula, and prosciutto. I made you these. I figured you can snack on them while you do your work.
いい加減にしてくれないかな。そういう押し付けがましい気遣い、迷惑なんだ。
Can you stop it already? All of your fussing is annoying.
君が僕に何を期待しているか知らないけど、ファルツォーネにいた時みたいに君に接することはもうできない。
I don't know what you're thinking, but things aren't the same as they were back in the
僕
manor.
は君をここに連れてくるという目的をスムーズに果たすために君に近づいた。
I only approached you so that I could bring you here with minimal risk.
だからそれが叶った今、君と関わる理由も必要もない。
Now that that's done, I have no reason to associate with you. Nicola looked down at me with an irate look on his face.
君のことなんてどうでもいいんだよ。だから君もそうやっていちいち僕にこびるのはやめたらどうかな。
I don't care about you anymore, so do you mind not trying to pester me like
どれだ
this?
け期待されたって、僕はもう君に優しくはしないんだから。
I'm not kind to you like you mentioned before. That may be true and you may not like it, but I still want to be with you. Be with you? Even if you were just using me, I'm still happy to see you. For a moment, Nicola lost his words and seemed afraid to speak. I then... Oh gosh, oh no, hang on. Nicola, Oh, hey, the blood splatter's gone. Okay, that's fine.
ちょっと待って。
Wait a minute, Lily. He placed his finger on my lips. He looked into my eyes with a flustered expression on his face.
君は今冷静じゃないと思う。少し深呼吸して。
You're not thinking straight. Take a deep breath. No, I'm thinking just fine, thank you. A strange feeling came upon me as I began to pout and Nicola tried to console
あの
me.
ね、冷静じゃない人ってみんなそう言うんだよ。
You do know what people say who aren't thinking straight, right? That's what people say when they who aren't thinking
とに
straight.
かく一度落ち着いて。
In any case, let's calm down a bit. It feels like it's been forever since he's called me by my name. But Nicola, I didn't have any words to follow that. Even if Nicola didn't stop me, I wouldn't have been able to finish that thought. But I couldn't just leave him be. It took me a while, but now I was starting to understand why. I decided to speak to him once he moved his hand away from me. Even if you were planning on using me from the very beginning, I don't think everything you've shown me has been a lie. Julia mentioned before that you've treated Dante like your brother ever since you were little. You have that kindness deep inside you,
君
Nicola.
の頭は随分と幸せにできているんだ
You
ね。
really are optimistic, aren't you? She was raised by a church, after all. Ah. And with that, Nicola turned away from me and walked off. Maybe he was right. I may be too optimistic. But I couldn't help but... I couldn't believe that he was faking everything he said and did at the Falzones. I want to know what he's thinking. I wanted to better understand him. This feeling grew stronger inside of me. Whoa. Dude. The more days passed without me having a chance to see Nicola. Then one day, while drinking coffee in the lounge with Gil and the rest,
ギルバート、少し確認したいことがあるんだ。後で執務室を訪ねてもいいかな。
Gilbert, I need to ask you something. Could I see you in your office later?
ああ、もちろん。お前の都合のいい時間に来てくれ。
Of course, stop by whenever you like. Nicola, how about taking a break?
悪いけど時間がないんだ。今日も忙しいからね。
I don't have the time. I'm busy, so if you excuse me. Nicola quickly turned down and walked away. I gave him a small sigh, seeing him hurry off without another word.
いい加減諦めたらどうだ。あれだけ嫌がられているわけだしな。
Why don't you give up on this? You saw the look on his face, didn't you? Oliver spoke to me with pity as he dipped a biscotti in his coffee. These past few days, I had been enjoying coffee with Gil and Oliver here in the lounge. They were a lot friendlier than I thought and took the time to speak with me. I'm just getting in Nicola's way. I suppose that's it. He does have that troubled look on his face when he sees me. But I was scared that he was just going to disappear from me if I didn't try my best.
まだ諦めるのは早いんじゃねえか。あいつは嘘がうまいからな。
It's It's too soon to give up, you know? I mean, he's a pretty good liar.
ギルバート、余計なことに首を突っ込むな。
Gilbert, don't get yourself involved.
いいだろう。女が泣いてるのは放っておけねえたちなんだ。
Come on, I can't let a nice girl like her cry like
泣い
that.
ていないだろ
She's not crying.
ヒーユだよ、ヒーユ。それで、ニコラのことだが。
I'm just saying, now then, about Nicola.
嫌がってるのも本気だろうが、それだけじゃねえはずだ。
Sure, he may be trying to avoid you, but that's not the only thing on his mind. What do you mean?
そのままの意味だ。別に裏のある言葉じゃねえよ。
Exactly as I said, I'm not saying anything oh gosh, I know the word. Philosophical here. I knew it. It was
それより、
there.
あんたとニコラのことをちょっと聞かせてくれねえか。
You know, why don't you tell me a little bit about you and Nicola? No. Like what?
あいつはなんて言ってるんだ？あんたとはもう話したくないって？
Like what is he saying to you? He doesn't want to talk to you anymore? I traced back to my conversation with Nicola, then shook my head. He didn't say that to me, but he mentioned that he only approached me because he wanted to use me. He also said that he wouldn't treat me kindly as he did before.
へえ。
Uh-huh. Gil gave me a wide grin and continued to
あんた
question me.
はどうしたいんだ？前みたいな優しいニコラに戻ってほしい？
What about you? Do you want the kind Nicola from before? I was happy with how Nicola took care of me, but when we were with the Falzoni family, but I'm not trying to make amends just so he can keep treating me kindly.
そうだな。あんなに突き放されても食い下がってるもんな。
Figure, should keep going near him after he gave you the cold shoulder. I don't know him at all. It's hard to tell whether he's lying to me or not, which is why I want to get to know him better.
なるほど。だとしたら、すでに答えは出てるようなもんだろう。
Looks like you have your answer then. Huh?
ニコラは俺ともそれなりに馴染みなんだ。あいつはもともとビスコンティとファルツォーネの中継ぎをしていてな。
I've known Nicola a long time. He used to act as a liaison between us and the Falzone.
その関係でこうなる前からちょくちょく顔を合わせる機会があった。
So we've been seeing each other ever so often. I didn't know that.
あいつは他人が自分の内側に入るのを嫌う。人の話を聞くのはうまいが、自分のことはあまり語らねえ。
He doesn't like being intruded upon, and he's a great listener, but a horrible speaker when it comes to talking about himself.
未だに酒の好みも明かさねえからな。
I still don't know what his drink is.
個人的な趣味嗜好は意識的に隠しているようだ。
My blinky. Indeed, it seems as though he has a knack for hiding his likes and dislikes from others. Huh.
どうした？
What's the matter? Nicola doesn't talk about himself?
ああ、秘密主義なんだろ
He must like keeping secrets. Nicola talked about his childhood. Did he make that up to mislead me? No, that seemed too real to be a lie. Maybe he spoke to me about it to bring me closer to him. But if he wanted to do that, he could have lied about something a bit simpler.
俺が思うに、ニコラはあんたに対して後ろめたい気持ちが少なからずあるんじゃねえか
I hope my blanket's not caught under my chair again. It likes to do that because it's long. From the looks of it, I think Nicola feels bad about treating you. Oh my god, what just scared me? Oh, it's my clothes. From the looks of it, I think Nicola feels bad about treating you the way he does now.
情が湧かないように、わざとああいう態度をとってる。とかな。
Maybe he's trying to put distance between you now so that he doesn't feel bad for you. Hi Leah! Hi Jay! Hello, how are you? That couldn't be true.
かけるか
How about we make a bet? Oh, a bet?
俺の答えが正しいかどうか。
On whether or not my guess is right.
ギルバート、また余計なことを考えているんじゃないだろうな。
Gilbert, you're getting yourself into trouble again, aren't you? Oliver sighed in disbelief, but Gil was grinning at me like a child.
俺が聞いてるのはあんたにだ。どうする？
My bet is between you and me. What do you say? Me. I didn't think we'll ever get an answer. I'm good. I did some serious damage on my wallet this weekend. I did overtime to spend it. Oh, wait, what did you do? I went to a convention this weekend in Albuquerque, and I spent money. I had a budget of 200. I gave myself a budget of 200. 20. I know I went over it. I went over the budget, but not by too much, so it was okay. Nicola wouldn't tell us even if I asked him directly. Ooh, I did shopping and bought some new clothes. That's so good though.
俺にいい考えがある。賞賛は高いと思うぜ。
I have an idea that's sure to work. How about it?
決まりだな。
Guess I did need to ask. Alright. I thought for a moment then nodded hesitantly. Soon, I would find out how bad of a decision it was to agree to Gil's bet. Oh my gosh. I like Gil. I'm excited for his route.
どうにも疲れが取れない気がする。
How are you enjoying? I like it so far. There's a lot of secrets which I like to unravel. I have made many a guess that I'm sure are all wrong. I'm not sure how long the story goes, but we did have a moment where we got some bloody blood splatter on here, but it went away, so I don't know if that means I'm doing it right or what. Dante is my favorite. I mean, I haven't played them all yet, so I can't say with confidence, but I love Yang's voice actor. And I think Gil has a nice voice. I actually don't know if I know his voice actor or not. Nicola seems okay. I'm a little sus of him still, but he seems fine. I can't seem to rest well recently. Yeah, because you're being mean to the girl you like. That's the problem.
ビスコンティでの仕事のこともあるし、あの子のこともあるし。
I think Gil's voice actor is Impy? Impey? I can Google it. I have Google on my side. Let's look him up. Behind the voice actor. Have I looked up Piofiore before? Pio. I have. Makes it real easy. Let's see if I can scroll right. My thing is like jumping. It is Showataru Morikubo. Games, please. He's done everything. Code Realize Impy. Oh, I haven't played that, so I wouldn't know the name. Oh wait, who is he in JoJo? In JoJo, he's Akira Otoshi. And then he is the spider demon, the elder brother. So not the main spider, little boy, but the older one. He's in Rune Factory 5. He's in Genshin Impact. Busta Fellows, he's Troy, but that doesn't look like one of the dateable guys. He's in Diabolical Lovers as Shin. Oh wait, he's Shikamaru from Naruto. Of course I like him. Of course I would like that voice. He is Impy in Code Realize. Diabolic Lovers, more Code Realize. Oh, Hakuoki, which I haven't played yet. He's Shoji. He does like everything. He's everywhere. This guy is Papur. I love Doll. Persona 4. He is Yosuke. So I Diabolic Lovers. Is that on Steam? There's so many versions of that game. JoJo, Persona 4, Tells X, Teen Samurai, I'll Be Back, My Love. He's in a lot. Oh my god. Well, that's exciting. I loved him in Naruto. That's like my favorite character in Naruto is Shikamaru. Shikamaru. More Shikamaru. There's so many video games for Naruto I didn't even know. Medical 9-1. Looks like a dating game. Oh, he does the voice for Jack and Jack and Dexter. That's so funny. And Mega Man, he's X, which looks like Mega Man. but they're calling him X, which is fine. Yeah, so he does a lot of really good voices. I like it. I like his voice. I don't like his voice as much as I like Ying's voice, but I like it. No surprise considering I need to take care of both her and the Visconti's work.
いやいや、気づかれの原因があの子だなんてありえない。
First off, rude. She's not a reason why I'd be so tired. I let out a sigh and chuckled with scorn. I decided to drag my tired body back to the new room that I called home. Oh, do we get to see his room?
あれは
Oh, you best be jelly, because he's hot. I'm also sad we don't get to see her face. I miss having like a little sprite in the corner when they're like, you know, playing. Because then you can see their expressions, and I feel like it helps translate their expressions better. That's Gilbert and...
一目見た時からあんたの虜になってた。今の俺はただの恋の奴隷。
I was captivated the moment I laid eyes on you, and now I'm a slave to my
俺が
desires.
捧げる愛をどうか受け取ってくれ。
I want you to accept my love. Okay. Gilbert held her hand and gently kissed it. Wait a minute,
い
Gil!
や待てねえ。恋の炎に火がついちまったからな。
I can't wait. You've set my heart ablaze with passion. What the? Gilbert then forced Lily into her room. That's funnier. Gil, you're too close.
悪いな。もう少しだけおとなしくしてくれ。
Sorry, bear with me a little longer.
何をやっているのかな、ギルバート?
What's going on in here, Gilbert? Nicola came storming into my room and he forced Gil off of me, pulling him away as I sat up on my bed in surprise.
どうして邪魔するんだ、ニコラ？恋愛は自由だろ？
Don't get in my way, Nicola. Love is free, isn't it? Is it?
それに、彼女はビスコンティへの手土産じゃねえか。俺がどうしようと勝手だろ？
Oh, you did bring her as a gift to me when you came here. I can do whatever I want with her.
恋愛？これのどこが恋愛なの？
Love? There's no love here.
僕には無理やり手ごめにしようとしていたようにしか見えなかったな。
Looks like you were trying to force yourself on her. Nicola is smiling. Wait. For some reason, he seems really, really angry. Weird.
君もイタリア男の端くれならもっと紳士的に振る舞ってよ。
You're an Italian gentleman. I need you to request that you act like one.
第一、彼女を保護するって条件で僕はビスコンティに来たんだ。
Besides, I brought her here under the condition that you were going to protect
名誉あ
her.
る男として約束は守ってほしい
You're a
な。
man of honor. Keep your word. What? I'm debating getting up for a second just to bring my heating pad over here because my back kind of hurts. We went to Albuquerque and it was 6-hour ride there, 6-hour ride back. We were there for 2 days. So like I've been sitting uncomfortably for at least 12 hours in the last 4 days. Because I don't move too much when I'm in a car. I fall asleep though. So when I fall asleep, I just fall over and then I'm like, and then my neck hurts. So hear me out. I've had a trip. If you're a man of honor, keep your word. I'm just wondering if I can bring it over here. So I've moved stuff around on my desk. The power cord it's plugged into is like over here. But in front of that is a bunch of stuff. And I'm like, will I end up knocking into all this if I bring my cord over here? He was smiling as usual, but his eyes were glaring intensely at Gil. Oof. Noticing the bewilderment look on his face, Gil suddenly laughed and
賭けは俺
shrugged.
の勝ちってことでいいか？それともまだ足りねえかな？
Guess I won that bet, huh? Do you want to see more? No.
ギルバート、賭けって何か？
Gil, what do you mean by bet?
落ち込んでる彼女があんまりかわいそうで、俺が一芝居打ってみたってだけだ。
She was so down in the dumps, I decided to do a little
なあ、ニ
roleplay.
コラ。関わりたくねえ相手ならわざわざ助けになんて来ねえよな。
If you really didn't want to get involved, why bother coming in and to help?
下手な嘘をつき続けるよりさっさと素直になっちまえばいいのによ。
Forget the lies and save your efforts for the truth instead. And with that, Gil quickly took his leave from the room.
Stronzo.
Stronzo. Stronzo? Derogatory slang in Italian. Okay. Thank you, Nicola. I hesitantly spoke to Nicola as he muttered profanities at what just happened. I'm happy you did that for me, but I'm sorry to deceive you like this. I didn't think Gil was going to go that far.
そうだね。君が本気で嫌がっているように見えたか
Well, I could tell that you seriously did not enjoy the situation you were in.
ら焦ったよ。
Don't scare me like that. Oh. He was worried about me? Can I ask you a favor? I look straight at Nicola. I won't ask you to treat me the way you did back in the Falzone manner. Instead, could you rebuild our relationship from the beginning? I want to know who you really are, Nicola. I don't mind you not treating me well as long as we can talk. Though to be honest, I'm not sure why I want to talk to you so much.
前みたいに君に甘いことばかりは言えないよ。
I won't speak to you as nicely as before.
それでもいい
Is that fine? Yes, thank you, Nicola.
なんでそんな嬉しそうにするの
Are you so happy? Because I just am. Silence. I'm surprised it doesn't say silencio.
Nicola さんの裏切りですか
Nicola betrayed us? Oh my god.
もし本当だとすれば一大事だぞ。アンダーボスが裏切るなんてただごとじゃない。
If that's true, we're in a lot of trouble, and underboss betraying the family isn't normal.
そうだな。事実だとすれば、このまま放置するとファルツォーネの保険に関わる。
If that's true, it's seriously going to affect the Falzone name.
ああ。裏切り者の処遇なんて今さら悩むことでもないだろう。
It's trapped. I don't see why we need to worry since our next step is inevitable. Under normal circumstances, killing Nicola was to be expected.
好きにさせておけ。
Let him be. My voice brought silence to the salon.
Couple.
Boss. I looked around the room with a cold blank stare. No one said a word. I returned from the saloon back to my office and fell heavily into my chair.
ニコラが裏切った事実を認めること自体、ファルツォーネの士気に関わる。
Acknowledging Nicola's betrayal will affect the morale of the Falzone family.
今はまだ、ニコラが本当に裏切ったのか、確証を持てずにいる者が多いはずだ。
Nicola's betrayal is still a matter of speculation instead of truth, instead of truth to many others. Nicola may have fabricated a betrayal in order to infiltrate the opposition. Some within our organization believe that to be true as well.
ニコラ、お前は何を考えている？
Yeah, but is it? I still don't understand. I know he said he's prepared to die. What are you thinking? Another thought crossed my mind? Question mark. Unthought crossed my mind, which I shook out of my head.
ニコラが本気で俺たちを裏切ったのなら、
If Nicola betrayed Trell is real, then I'll finish him off myself. But I slowly exhaled as I continued to think. Alright, I've decided I'm gonna grab the heating pad. Give me one sec. Whee! Okay. Okay. I also took a moment to fix my outfit and grab another soda since I was already standing. It actually didn't turn out that bad. It knocked into a couple things over here, but not as many things as I thought it would, although it is kind of in the way of my mouse now. But hey, maybe my back won't hurt as much. I won't be wiggling so much. Like, so I feel like after, like, so both days we did car rides, we were doing stuff right after. So we got to Albuquerque, I was instantly working. And then we got home, or sorry, the last day we were working, and then we left and we got home at like 10 o'clock. So like I felt like my back needed a break. I slept pretty well though, all things considered. I didn't think that would happen. I also have this little treat, I grabbed it. These are chocolate covered strawberries. They don't look like it, kind of. I also don't know if my freezer's not freezing really well. It is the fridge in here, so I grabbed it because it had bunnies on it. Alright, make sure I'm on the right stuff. Because I just am. Is that really how this started? I slowly exhaled as I continued to think. Nico let out a sigh, but I could tell he was looking at me with kind eyes. Is he? Wait, I threw my chapstick. So there's a candy. Speaking of which, I got this out of my freezer. We froze these hoping they'd taste better. I don't like these. I love Reese's. They did peanut butter and jelly. I don't like them, if I'm being so real with you. But I got them. From here onward, Nicola would never avoid me like before ever again. Oh, we did it. He loves me now. Oh, Amaro. Chapter 5, Amaro. I guess I should Google how many chapters there are. The season was transitioning slowly from autumn to winter. Gil said he would let me go back to the church after he was done fulfilling his goal, but when and how much longer do I have to wait? I asked Gil a number of times before, but his answers are always the same. Okay, they are already melting a little bit. Just to be clear, I have a towel on my chair right now. Could be better. What's funny is I literally fixed my outfit. It already looks exactly the same. I guess this is just how this top looks. He couldn't share the family's plan with me. I suppose that makes sense. They weren't going to just do nothing. I knew something was happening. But they wouldn't tell me what it was. I understood why, but it was still bothering me. Another morning arrived in the Visconti manor. I sighed and slowly got myself up from bed. I wonder if I'll see Nicola today. And if we don't have the time to talk, just seeing him around would be nice. Yesterday, I felt I had finally gotten closer to him again. I suppose I should thank Gil for setting all this up for me. Thanks. The memory of Gil's ridiculous scheme came rushing back. That was far too excessive, but if it was a setup, I still feel bad for what Nicola had to go through. I got dressed as I was... Sorry, sometimes when I'm just reading, I'm like, I'm reading this too plainly. I got dressed as I thought about what happened yesterday. The strawberries are a little frozen. Because they're from the freezer. But I bite right into them. They kind of hurt. Once I was ready, I opened the door to step into the hallway when... Oh. I suddenly saw him passing by outside my door. He looked at me and smiled a little.
Buongiorno.
Buongiorno. Buongiorno, Nicola. The weather looks nice today.
へえ、そうなんだ。
You're right. And our conversation ended. Well, I suppose a morning greeting should be this short. If only we could talk a bit more. It took long enough to finally mend things too. Oh, I found a lot of interesting things in the kitchen here. They have ingredients and seasonings I've never seen before. I spoke with Gil and he said that he imports the things he likes from overseas. Gil said he likes American pizza. Not only were the toppings different, but even the dough wasn't the same as in Berlin. Oh, it seems like I got his attention. His response wasn't a simple reaction. I could tell he was actually listening and even open to conversation. Please just turn on. It's 90 degrees today, apparently. I don't know when my phone decided suddenly I need weather updates, but it gives it to me every day. I was told that we continued speaking until we arrived at the lounge.
どうぞ、シニョリーナ。
After you, Signorina. Signorina? So, thank you. Nicola opened the door for me very naturally and escorted me in. I know it was just something he did as a gentleman, but even that made me happy. I'm a simple girl.
君はカフェラテでいい？
Cafe latte, I presume? Huh?
朝はエスプレッソが欲しくなるから、カフェラテならついでに作るよ。
Okay. Well, if I can finish this off, I can open the new one. Not that early. Not ready. I also am about half full on water right now because I've been drinking from this prior. So I might have to fill that up if we go too long. I will have a second stream today. I know I mentioned it earlier, but for anyone who was watching, I'm going to stop my stream in about an hour and a half. And then I'll be doing a collab stream with my friends, and we're going to be playing Monster Con. Very appropriately so. I'm going to make myself an espresso so I can make your cafe latte as well. Thank you.
ずいぶん嬉しそうだね。
Ooh, monsters. I know. It's the monsters that we know and love. I'm excited because they have new characters in the new one. And there's more customization for your personal character. So your little sprite character has more customization. I also don't know if you have to unlock it though, because I haven't played it yet. It just came out this month. But like at the first week of the month, we just haven't had a chance to play it. You seem to be in a good mood. I remember when you used to make them for me before. It felt a little nostalgic. But this is something you normally do for others, right? Mine would just be one with them. Even so, I'm really happy that you would spare any time for me. Okay. Please do not take every little gesture and turn it into something. He's making you a coffee. Great. Like... Nicola's eyes widened in surprise hearing my appreciation.
それ、もしかして口説いている？
Are you trying to flirt with me? Huh? Nicola then turned around to get prepared. Prepare what? To prepare the coffee. I stared blankly at his back as he left. His attitude seemed to have changed from before. He was still acting as a gentleman, escorting me and preparing me coffee for me.
前みたいにそれでもいい。
I mean, he said, are you flirting with him? He was right that he wasn't speaking to me in a sweet way anymore. But I was sure that deep down his kindness hadn't changed at all. I suppose he's just a little strange. His thoughtfulness was just a part of his personality. Just thinking about it made Nicola seem cuter than ever. Did you meet
はい、どう
Oliver
ぞ。
already?
砂糖とミルクは多めに入れたよ。好きだったよね。
That oh yes. The lawyer, the hot lawyer, that looks like technically the office worker from Jujutsu Kaisen. Here you go, with plenty of sugar and milk, just the way you like it, right? Absolutely. Thank you, Nicola. I'm very happy.
うん。そういう顔されると
I
僕と
was
しては反応
so
に
sad
困
we
るんだ
couldn't
けど。
romance. I agree. I saw that guy and went like, okay, hi. I like you. And I was informed no. They could have just done it the way they did my man. My man? My man. I can picture him. He's my man. Starts with an L? The guy from Radiant Tale that I'm in love with, where they had a special route with him, sort of, but it wasn't really a route. It's more like you become his assistant forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. And then you can romance him in the next game. My guy. My guy. Next time, I appreciate it if you'd tone it down a notch or two. Okay. Nicola, I'll tone it down. Nicola looked away a bit and sipped his espresso. I looked at him studying his face. Nicola, I decided to ask him for a special favor. A lock of his hair, please. It was late at night when I suddenly heard a knock on my door. Leanne! Oh my god. Leanne? Is that right? Why doesn't that sound right? Are you talking about the black-haired guy? I'm talking about the blonde. I'm talking about the blonde. Leanne sounds like the blonde. Not the blonde. Hello, Ribbon! Oh my god. The very flamboyant one that took his shirt off. And that's when she realized he was a man, which I think is hilarious. No, thank you. Oh gosh, hang on. YouTube. Open YouTube. Open YouTube. I have it on there. Is it Ginia? Did I just get his name entirely wrong? What's his name? What is his name? Me. Go to my channel. View my account. Videos. Oh, playlist. Let's go to playlist. That'll make it easier. Playlist. Radiant Tale. Ginia! Ginia! Sorry, it was Ginia. It was Ginia all along. Look at that man. Look at that beautiful man. Let's show him. Show him. He's right there. He's a real boy. I don't know why this hates my phone so bad these days. I used to focus at least a little bit. He's there. Don't worry. I know he's there. But him in the first route, you had a way to kind of like get with him a little bit, but you were his assistant. And then I broke my phone case. When did that happen? Oh gosh. Probably when I was trying to charge it last night. I left my car, I left my charger in my car, and I was like, I guess I'll use my Switch charger. We need to go back and talk about the boys. Why we forgetting? Listen, there's a lot of them. There's a lot of boys in Otome games, and honestly, a lot of them have very similar personalities. That's why the Dede types come into play. And there's so many stories that kind of have similar concepts that they use, so like, I don't blame us. I remember Ginia before I googled it. I just had to double check and make sure. I thought it started with an L. I don't know why. I was like, nah, it's not him. Listen, there's too many. There's too many. I'm still not sure if we're going to run into a yandere in here. I feel like we are. a long time ago, about a year ago now, I made a video talking about Dede types, and I could have sworn that there was a Piofiore boy on that list, and I don't remember which one it is. I almost can picture it, me putting a Piofiore boy on here, and I was like, man, which one was it? Or maybe it wasn't Yandere, maybe it was a different type, but I swore it was Yandere. It was late at night when I suddenly heard a knock on my door. Did you ask him to knock on your door, though? Nicola, you came!
夜遅くなっても構わないって言われたから来てみたんだけど。
Well, you did say I could come late at night.
さすがに迷惑じゃない？
You sure I'm not bothering you? No, not at all. I was thinking you wouldn't be able to make it tonight, so I was happy that you did.
それで？
So?
僕はどうすればいいの？
You asked me here for a reason,
夜に
right?
寝室に誘うなんてやることは一つしかないと思うんだけど。
Inviting someone into your bedroom at night begs the question. The look on his face, has he smiled like that this entire time? That's not why I called you. Don't you remember what I said this morning? She was like, whoa. Do you mind if I ask you a favor? Listen.
お願い?
What is it? I want to talk with you some more. I know you're busy. If you have any time to spare, that would be great.
夜遅くにならないと無理だよ。それでもいい?
The only spare time I have is late at night. Is that okay with you? Oh my god. That's just weirder that he would say that and be like, so, it's late at night, I'm in your room? Yes, any time of night is fine, please come by. What if you're asleep?
わかった.
Understood. I invited him over so that we could talk. Nicola, however, shrugged and sighed.
僕にそういう誘いをくれた女の子は大抵話なんて口実だったから。
Most girls who ask to chat just use it as an excuse for another motive. How are you liking Nicola? I like him. I do like him. My headphones tied up with my heating pad. I do think he's an enjoyable character. He has layers. Like a cake. But I don't know. Is he evil? I want him to be more bad. I want him to be eviler. Like, I understood the moment he started being mean to her was just because he's like, I'm gonna die. I don't want her to get too attached. I was fine. But, like, his hair could also be curlier. I'd like it if it was more curly. Layers like an ogre. Yeah, he's like an ogre. He's like, don't be my friend, donkey. But then he's all like, okay, you can stay. She's donkey in this situation. Also, how experienced is he? Nicola chuckled jokingly. I wasn't sure what to
でも
say.
君の場合は本気なんだよね。わかっているよ。
I understand you were serious about talking.
僕もそういう期待はしていないから安心していい。
You can rest assured that I did not come here for nefarious purposes.
ああ、
Nefarious.
期待した方が良かった？顔赤いみたいだけど。
Did you want me to? The blushing on your face says so. Not at all.
なんてね。
No.
冗談だよ、冗
My
談。
innocence. Come now, I was joking. You're being pretty mean tonight.
これくらいは言わせてよ。僕は君のために今夜時間を割いてあげるわけだから。
I'm spending my spare time with you. The least you could do is give me some leeway. I suppose you can be a little mean to me. I settled down, then turned towards him. Thank you, Nicola, for making time for me like this.
どういたしまして。
You're very welcome. It may not seem like much, but the smile on his face meant so much to me. There's a lot I wanted to talk to you about. The people here are really nice and treat me very well, but I'm still a bit anxious around them and scared sometimes too.
僕も彼らと同じマフィアだよ。
We're all the same in the mafia, though. Oh. Watch that one later. Have I talked about my new love, by the way? His name's Lewis Pullman. He's in Oh my god, it actually focused on his face for 5 seconds. He's in the new Marvel movie. We're all the same in the Mafia, though. Nicola calmly looked at me and spoke with some edge to his
僕が
voice.
突き放しているうちにおとなしく距離を取っておけばよかったのに。
What? You should have kept your distance from me while you still had the chance? Had? Past tense. Sure, you're in the Mafia, but you're still a person, Nicola, to me. Oh. He was looking at me with a puzzled look on his face. I know that sounds strange, but...
僕のことが怖くない？
You weren't scared of me? You could make her scared of you. This is what I keep my chapsticks in when I'm not... I don't want to put them in there because that did leave a weird residue, so I'm sad. No, you do scare me at times. Sometimes I'm scared of you, like when you cut people's ears off in front of me. That's pretty scary. I know you're capable of harming others for the sake of your family. I was terrified when I saw him torture one of his own back in the underground cell. But you're not just scary, you're also you, Nicola. There's so much more to you than abusing your family members. I had so many thoughts and feelings towards him that words weren't enough to describe it. That could have been on one string of text.
怖いって分かってくれているならそれでいいけど。
As long as you know that I'm someone to be feared. Nicola smiled bitterly, then sighed in a weary way.
僕には君をヴィスコンティに連れてきた責任があるからね。
It is my responsibility for bringing you over here.
君が望むなら、これからは時々話し相手くらいはするよ。
So if you like, I'll try and make time to talk with you like this again. Thank you. I know it's too much trouble, but I really appreciate it.
僕も反省しているから、ちょっと冷たくしすぎたかなって。
I do feel bad for being too cold towards you when we first got here. Really? What Gil told me crossed my mind. Come to think of it, Gil mentioned that you probably felt bad for treating me the way you did.
そうだよ。すごく後ろめたかった。
That's true, I did feel pretty terrible.
だって、僕は君のことを騙して、利用して、用が済んだら突き放したんだからね。
I lied to you, abused you, and later tried to put a distance between us. I could tell he was speaking to himself with scorn. I looked at Nicola. You're not a good liar. Ooh, he's a great liar. Don't say things like that. I love Gil. I'm looking forward to Gil. If I take a moment, hang on. This is actually kind of a hard game for me. So next is probably going to be Gil. Actually, no, wait. I think they said this is broken in a certain way, isn't it? Next is probably going to be Dante, because I think they said only Gil, Nicola and Dante are unlocked at first. And then Gil, unless these are continuously locked, by the way. And then my beautiful boy with the 2 colored eyes. And then Yang, because I think Yang is like the last one you're allowed to play. And then whoever the secret route is. I wonder who it could be. You can do Yang next? I don't want to do Yang next. I like Yang too much. I don't want to do him next. He's gonna be later. Gil is last. Gil is last. Gil doesn't seem that special. Yang feels special. Like, oh my god. Yang showed up and I was like, oh my god. Like, I was so excited. Why? What? I thought my man was last. Gil is last? Is Gil last even after the secret route, or is it before the secret route? Okay. We're gonna do this thing. This. Blast before secret route. Okay. Why are you talking to me again? Because you're a bully? No, you're not a good liar. Seems like he wouldn't like that. Doesn't look terrible. Gosh. This is what this game has turned me into, by the way. Looks the same. Looks exactly the same. Okay, let's try the other option. Even when what happened yesterday, I thought you were going to keep ignoring me. He smiled with a troubled look on his face.
意外にも君がしぶとくて根負けしたっていうのもあるけど。
I was. It's just that you were a lot more stubborn than I
そうだ
thought.
な。僕は生まれた時からマフィアだけど、両親がまだ残っていたってことかな。
I also guess I still have a sliver of a conscience even as a mobster. It's fair. You're not a good liar, are you, Nicola? There's also a chance I might have to wait till I get to a certain part, or there's also the even crazier chance that this doesn't affect this at all. Does that look different? Does that look different? It doesn't, does it? All three of these images look exactly the same. You didn't even know there was 3 images here. I think it's funny how hard you tried to make sure you get the happy route for the fun of it. Normally I pick whichever option entertains me and suffers the consequences. I try my best, and then I usually still end up with a bad route. I mean, I don't know. I don't look at a guide. I'm letting it happen. It's just that part of me's like, I can make it happen better, right? You're not a good liar, are you, Nicola? I smiled, at which Nicola let out a deep sigh.
そんなことを言われたのは生まれて初めてだよ。
You know, you're the first one to tell me that. Wait, does that now affect the... Does it look different now? I also don't know when it changes. There was one game where you had to get so far through the choice before it affected the bar that I would be like, oh, it's fine. I was wrong.
これでも、ポーカーフェイスには自信があったんだけど。
He is really cute. It's annoying. I do have some pride in being able to keep a straight face, you know? But if you were going to feel bad about ignoring me, you could have kept your distance from the very beginning.
いつもはうまくいくんだよ。最後までちゃんと嘘を突き通せる。
I play a little game that if I get the happy route without trying hard, it means I was meant to be with that 2D man in real life. Listen, I understand that. I do. Passionately, that's a great concept. You're like, look, we mesh. But these games are tricky. They're tricky. And sometimes they'll have choices that sound exactly the same. And thirdly, sometimes it'll say something like, that's okay, and then you'll click on it, and it's like, that's okay, I didn't really care about you anyways. And I'm like, oh, what? That's not what I wanted to say at all. So, sometimes I'm really bad at reading people, though. I can tell when I have to go back and, remake my decision multiple times that I was not meant for this person. That's good enough for me. Things usually go well, you know? I can lie as easily as I breathe. So why didn't you this time? Not wanting to answer me, Nicola turned his head to the side. I stared at his face and spoke again. It's always bewildered me for as long as I stayed in the Falzone manor. Why you were so kind to me, Nicola. When I learned that you were only treating me kindly to use me, it actually cleared the doubts from my mind.
ちょっと待って。
Wait a second.
そこは普通、怒ったり悲しんだりするところじゃないかなって思うんだけど。
You do that. You do know that most people would have been upset with what I did. See, does this change? Does it look like he likes me more? I suppose if the situation were different, I may have been too. But I've had far too much on my mind since coming here. It took me all I had to simply try and close the gap between Nicola and myself.
僕のことを恨んだり、憎んだり、嫌いになったりしなかった？
You didn't curse or hate or despise me, not even a little. It was strangely painful knowing you were putting distance between us, but hating you because of it didn't really cross my mind at all. Look at that face. He's like, what? Nicola frowned and looked at me as if I were some mysterious creature. Oh, and even if you were deceiving me, I don't believe all of it was deceptive. At least that's how I feel.
ま、確かに全部が全部嘘ではなかったけど。
You're right, not everything I said was a lie, but then you shouldn't feel bad about what you did or what happened. Nicola rubbed his forehead with his fingers and was silent. As soon as he sighed and muttered quietly,
懐が深いんだね、君は。
You're surprisingly forgiving.
って、年頃の女の子に言うセリフじゃないような気もするけど。
I have to say, I don't really say that all too often. I think that's a wonderful compliment. Thank you, Nicola.
それで、君はどんな話がしたい？リクエストはある？
So now it's your turn. Is there anything you wanted to talk about? Let me see. Actually, if I can ask again, why did you betray the Falzone family? He's like, bitch, please. Why are you
いいかい？
sighing?
率直な質問は嫌いじゃないけど。
Listen, Leah, I'm fine with you being honest with me.
そんなこと直球で聞いて素直に答えてもらえると思った？
But did you think you'd get straight answers to this question? He was right. The question may have been asking too much.
組織を裏切るのは命がけの行為だ。だから迂闊なことは言えない。分かってくれるね。
Betrayals are a life and death matter, so you can't really answer your question. So I can't really answer your question. You do understand, don't you? I'm sorry I asked. I lowered my head apologetically, to which he calmly asked me a question.
パルツォーネが懐かしい？
Did you like being with a Falzone? I raised my head and blinked, bewildered by his sudden question. But I knew it. Before I knew it, I nodded somewhat hesitantly in response. Yes, everyone was very kind to me. Maybe they were only treating me well because I had some value to the family, but...
そんなことないよ。教国が君を手に入れたがっているって知っていたのは。
That's not true. You know how the church wants you in their possession?
幹部の中でも一握りの人間だけ。僕とか、ダンテ
Hello,
とか
hi
ね。
Lamp. Only a select few knew about it, Dante and myself to be exact. Oh.
ジュリアやレオはもちろん、
Who could figure it
ほと
out?
んどの構成員は事情を知らなかったし、彼らの親切に裏はないよ。
Julia, Leo, and everyone else, of course, didn't know, so their kindness was genuine and from the heart. That only makes me want to go back there even more. Seeing me smile at him with melancholy, Nicola smiled back.
ファルツォーネは血筋を重んじる組織だから、本当に大事なことは血縁者にしか共有しない。
The Falzone prioritizes their bloodline, so sensitive information is kept
ダン
secret.
テは、掟を忠実に守っているんだ。
Dante is very strict about keeping secrets. Does that mean he only trusted you,
そう
Nicola?
かもしれない。
Perhaps.
けど、その僕に裏切られているんだから、カポも型なしだよね。
But I tarnished his name as boss with my betrayal.
あ、ごめんね。ダンテの話なんて聞いても反応に困るだけかな。
Sorry about that. I guess talking about Dante without him around isn't fair. I noticed something was on his mind. Let's see, I feel like this is the one that actually matters. Maybe the other one didn't. Does it look different? I never know. I want to hear more if you don't mind. I smiled at the look of surprise on his face. I thought I said before that I wanted to know more about you. That means I want to hear about anything and everything.
ファルツォーネの仕事に関わる話はあまりできないよ。
I can't talk much about my responsibilities back at Falzone's. How about when you were little then?
ああ、前に少し話したことがあったね。
I spoke about it once before. After a brief pause, Nicola nodded. He paused again and then finally
ダンテに
spoke.
は秘密だよ。
Don't tell Dante, okay? Of course. Dante's mother passed away, but Dante didn't shed a single tear. Even as a child, I thought that was odd, so I talked to Dante after the
君
funeral.
どうして泣かないの？
Why didn't you cry back there?
君の母親が死んだんだよ。
Aren't you sad your
悲しく
mother
ない
is
の？
gone?
泣いたっていいと思うけど。
I'm sure it's okay to cry, you know.
葬式ってそういうものだし、ここには僕たちしかいないし。
That's why we have funerals after all. Don't worry, there's no one else around. He kept silent for a while, but soon tears started to flow from his eyes. Oh.
だって僕はファルツォーネだから
I'm a falzone.
悲しくったって泣かないんだ。泣いちゃいけない。
I shouldn't cry even if I'm sad. I'm not supposed to cry. Seeing him trying his best to hold back his tears made me
ダンテ
realize
は一人なんだ。
Dante is all alone. He couldn't show any weakness as the next boss to be.
まだこんなに小さいくせに。
He's still so small too.
ダンテ、
Dante,
何？
what is it?
僕の方が年上なんだから、僕はお兄ちゃんみたいなものだと思うんだ。
I'm older than you and we're family.
僕も君も兄弟がいないんだし、
I
ちょう
don't
どい
have
い。
any brothers, so
何が？
what?
つまり、
Well,
これからは僕のことお兄ちゃんって呼んでもいいよって。
think of me as your older brother. You can rely on me.
黙ってないで。
Say
何
something,
か
will
言
you?
ったら。
ニコラはニコラだから。今さらお兄ちゃんとか。
You're the same, Nicola. I've always known you. Calling you brother is...
せっかく僕が。
Don't say it.
恥ずかしいから普通に呼ぶ。けどずっと思ってたんだ。
A bit embarrassing. I'll call you what I usually do.
ニコラと仲良くなりたいなって。ニコラ、僕の知らないこといっぱい知ってるから。
I've always wanted to be better friends with you. You know so much that I don't.
そんなこと言われたら放っておけなくなると思わない？
You think I'm the type to leave a kid like that alone?
ダンテの父親は厳しい人だったから、その分支えてあげないとって。
Dante's father was very strict, so someone had to support him.
ずっと思ってた。まあ、今は支えるどころか真逆のことをしているんだけど。
At least that's what I thought, although what I'm doing now is a far cry from supporting him.
泣くような話だった。
Why are you crying? His expression grew concerned as he noticed tears welling up in my eyes. I was just thinking about things. Dante had been burdened from childhood by his position as heir to the family. I could only imagine how comforted he was when Nicola told him that. Nicola must have supported Dante from that day forward. He suddenly extended an arm out. His fingers gently wiped the tears from my
あ
eyes.
りがとう。
Thank you, Leah. I didn't do anything.
ダンテの悲しみを思ってくれた。それが僕には嬉しいんだよ。
You cried for Dante, that's worth my thanks. I closed my eyes to fight the tears. Nicola must still consider Dante someone special and dear to him. He wouldn't show an expression like this if he hated Dante. If so, then why? I couldn't seem to figure it out. Memories.
久しぶりに思い出したな。
I haven't reminisced like this in years. I have no clue why I even spoke to her about it. Come to think of it, there's one thing I didn't tell Lily about.
ダンテ、前も言ったけど、
Dante, I think I said it
泣きた
before.
いときは泣いていいんだよ。ここなら誰も見ていないんだから。
You can cry if you want, there's no one around here.
ダンテ、
Dante? Something wasn't quite the same with Dante. I found out the next day why he was like that. Julia told me that Dante had been scolded quite badly by his father that day.
もう嫌だ。
I can't take it
こ
anymore.
こから出て行きたい。マフィアなんてもう嫌だ。
I want to leave. I don't want to be in the mafia. Dante. He behaved as the perfect heir to the family name with such from such a young age. I could only imagine what life was like trying to live up to everyone's expectation. I shoved the memories to the back of my mind as I headed back to my room.
僕の目的のためにはまだすべきことが山積みなんだ。
I still have a lot of things to do to fulfill my mission. I couldn't seem to figure it out. Why did Nicola betray the Falzone family? Falzone family? Why did he betray Dante? The night quietly deepened as I pondered over my unanswered question. A few days later, Gil came to me after dinner.
例の構成員殺しについて少し動きがある。
Looks like we have a lead on the killings. What is
いや、
it?
目新しい情報は特にない。だが、
Nothing new, but
この件について3組織の頭が集まって会合を行うことになった。
we're going to have a summit with all of the families. The Berlone Mafia heads were coming together. I could tell very quickly that it must have been critically urgent.
この会合、ニコラとあんたにも参加してもらおうと思ってる。
I'm thinking of having both of you attend the meeting. Me?
僕は構わないよ。
Fine by me. Nicola answered with a straight face, but I could tell that the idea wasn't sitting well with him.
だけど、どうして彼女も連れて行くの？
So why is she coming along? He's right. Why me? I'll just be in the way.
言うなれば顔見せだ。
Just to show face.
あんたが今ビスコンティにいる事実を他の組織に突きつけ、うちが優位に立っていることをアピールする。
I need to show the other two that the Visconti has the advantage with you on our side. How would I be an advantage
ファル
to
ツォー
you?
ネもラオシューもあんたを手に入れたいわけだからな。
Well, the Falzone and the Lao Shu both want you in their
い
position.
ざという時の交渉のカードにはなるだろう。実際に使うかどうかはまた別だが。
You'd be my ace in hand when I'd actually use you. When I'd actually use you is another matter. What did she do? What's her power? It's only for the bosses, right? I'm not sure I really should be
怖い
there.
か？だとしてもあんたには我慢してもらうしかねえな。
Are you scared? Even if you are, I'm gonna need you to tough it out.
あんたの身柄は俺たちが保護してるんだ。こういう時はお互い協力し合おうぜ。
We're protecting you after all. Why don't we both work together and help each other out? Gilroy's request didn't make sense. He was asking me to help, but it was quite clear that I didn't have a choice.
俺はこの件がブルローネマフィア以外の人間の仕業じゃねえかと思ってる。
I think the killings are being carried out by a third party outside of the
とすれ
mafia.
ば俺たちは共通の敵に狙われてるってことだ。今は内々で争ってる場合じゃねえ。
If so, then it's really no time to be squabbling amongst ourselves.
それに一旦抗争が始まっちまえば町の人間にもどうしたって被害が出る。
If we start fighting each other, the civilians are going to get caught in the
俺た
crossfire.
ちは何も趣味で人を殺してるわけじゃねえんだ。無用な犠牲は避けたい。
We're not that bloodthirsty. I want to avoid casualties as much as possible. Gil looked at me sternly and pleaded in a serious
頼
tone.
む。ここは一つブルローネのために骨を折ってくれ。
Please, you have to help for Berlone. I want to avoid casualties too. They waited for me to continue. I took a deep breath and spoke with resolve. I'm not sure how much I can really help by being there, but if it's to help make the meeting a success, I'll go for the sake of Berlone.
グラッツェ、
Grazie.
シニョリーナ。
Senorita. It's not right, but Senora, Signoria. No. I'm getting worse as I go. I thought I was bad with French. I'm worse. Gil had a satisfied grin on his face and laughed with high spirits. Nicola, do you have a moment? After dinner, I managed to catch Nicola before he returned to his room.
構わないよ。どうかしたの？
What is it? About the meeting, are you really going to go?
もちろんそのつもりだよ。
Of course. Isn't there an option for you not to go?
僕が一緒じゃないと君が寂しいんじゃないかな。
I figured you'd be lonely without me around, my dear Lily. Stop joking. I'm serious because it'll be awkward. No. No. Isn't it dangerous for you to appear in front of Dante? Oh no! It'll be awkward. Oh no! Oh no. Oh wait, that's the wrong one. That'd be funny though. Just make sure my stats doesn't already have blood on it. No, they both have like the same look. Isn't it dangerous for you to appear in front of Dante? My concerns stemmed from what Nicola himself mentioned.
どちらにしろ、僕は裏切り者だ。近いうちに始末されるだろ
In any case, I'm a traitor. I'll be clipped sooner or
う。ファルソ
later.
ーネのカポであるダンテに、もしくは、僕を快く思わないビスコンティの誰かにね。
Dante may do it as the Falzoni's boss, or maybe someone in the Visconti will lay their hands on me.
少なくとも、会合の席でいきなり襲われるようなことはないよ。
At the very least, he wouldn't try to attack me at the
会
meeting.
合は当然、室内への武器の持ち込みは禁止。お互いに手出しをしない約束で集まるわけだし。
After all, these meetings are held under a strict no arms rule by the Mafia oath. I guess I'm worrying too much.
絶対に安全だとは言い切れないけどね。手段はいろいろあるから。
I can't say it's completely safe. There are ways and means.
そんなことより、君は自分のことを心配した方がいいんじゃない？
That aside, you should be worried about yourself. Oh.
Stronzo! あの無能め!
Stronzo, that idiot. I unleashed my anger with a swift kick to the desk.
おいこらロッビー、物に当たるな。誰の机だと思ってんだそれ。
Robbie, watch it. Whose desk do you think that is?
マルコ。まだ帰っていなかったんですか？
Marco, I thought you already
お
left.
前も遅くまでご苦労さん。
Same to you.
所長に絞られてたんだろう。一体何をやらかしたんだ？
You got yelled at by the chief, eh? What the hell did you do this time?
俺はマフィア拠点の一斉捜査を所長に進言しただけです。
All I did was suggest that we do a full sweep of the Mafia residences.
ああ、そりゃ所長はいい顔しねえだろうな。
I can see why he yelled at you.
しかし、早く動かなければ。
We need to act now or
な
else.
あ、ロベルト。もしお前があの子のことを気にしてんならだ。
You suggested that because of that girl, right?
そんなに心配しなくていいと思うぜ。
If so, you don't need to worry
バル
about
ツオー
her.
ネもビスコンティもむやみに一般人を殺したりしねって。
The Falzone and the Visconti aren't serial killers. They aren't going to go around whacking civilians. I frowned hearing Marco try to console me with baseless reassurance.
マルコ、あなたはどんな根拠があって言っているんですか？
And on what basis are you certain of that,
あいつ
Marco?
らは薄汚い犯罪者だ。教会のシスターでさえ殺しかねない。
They're dirty scoundrels and thieves. They'd happily kill a sister of the church.
いや、それはさすがに。
Oh, come on, you can't be.
あのニコラ・フランチェスカのそばにいるというのが危険なんです。
She's in danger just by being next to Nicola Francesca.
自分の組織を裏切るようなあの男がいつ彼女に手を伸ばすか。
That man betrayed his own family. She's bound to be his next victim. The chief frowned at my suggestion earlier. I knew he wouldn't take that well, especially with him rooted. I knew he wouldn't take that well, especially with how rooted the mafia was in this town. Aside from my suggestion being too revolutionary, the other reason I couldn't think of was in relation to the death of the Falzone family Capragrium here in our cell. It seemed the chief was scared of potential repercussions from the death.
所長、提出した報告書と提案書ですが、目を通してもらえましたか？
Chief, did you have a chance to look through my report?
所長？
Chief?
あんなもの机上の空論だ。許可できん。
Your report is beyond reason. I can't allow
俺
it.
にはそう思えません。うまくいけば将来的にこのブルローネからマフィアを一掃することだって。
I disagree. With the right moves, we can eliminate the Bolorno mafia. And the chief interrupted me with
フ
the
ァルツォ
glare.
ーネのドミニク・ジョルダーニが留置所で死んだだろ
The Falzones, Domenico, Girardin died in our
う。署内
cell.
であんな事件が起きるなど前代未聞だ。
That's something that should never have happened.
ファルツォーネは気分を害している。その対応で俺たちはいっぱいいっぱいだ。
The Falzone isn't happy about it, and making amends is taking up too much time. We should be able to offend those lousy criminals as much as we
この
want.
件に
See?
つい
Like,
ては
no.
市議のジェラルド・パリスからの圧力もある。メンツを潰されたと立腹していたぞ。
Is not okay. It looks like because I was in Albuquerque when the time was decided, I'm off by an hour. So I guess I'm gonna be ending my stream shortly. So that I can prepare for my collab. LOL, my bad. New Mexico's at a different time, so let me finish this up and then I'm gonna save and do my little BRBs. We're also getting hounded by Gerald Paris. He's livid that we smeared his reputation with these
お前
killings.
のせいだこの状況は。
And it's all your fault. Did he kill him?
非合法だが有力な証拠を持っている。ファルツォーネのカポレジウムを
To bring
ひとまず適当な罪状で引っ張って
Balzone's Capri regime here on petty charges.
口を割らせ、それを足がかりにファルツォーネを一斉摘発する。
You then force him to accept whatever evidence you had to stamp out the Falzone.
そう提案してきたのはお前だ、ロベルト。だが
Roberto,
このざまだ。
you suggested that and look at the results.
口を割る前に死なれたとあっては、まあどうにもできん。
There's no way we can get a dead man to support any evidence.
お前の持ってきた証拠とやらも、今となっては眉唾者だ。
The evidence you brought against him was suspect of being to begin with.
だから俺はこの状況を打開するために
Like I said, we need to take action in order to bring.
まあいい、黙れ。
Just shut up already.
将来を嘱望されたエリートだかなんだか知らないが、
You may be elite on the track to stardom,
お
but
前の言う通りに動いた結果、ファルソーネと政治家の怒りを買った。
your suggestions put us in the hot seat with every damn person in
期
this
待
town.
外れもいい
He's
とこ
not
ろだ。
screaming at him,
もう
which
お
is
前の
funny.
話など聞かん。
What a letdown. Well, let's get the hell out of here.
ここの警察はクズばかりだな。救いようがない。
The police here are pure scum, the absolute bottom of the barrel.
犯罪者が一人死んだ程度でこうも及び腰になるとは。
I can't believe he's whimpering in fear from the death of one lousy criminal. I slammed my fist onto the desk, but my anger didn't dissipate.
お前もほどほどにして帰
You
れよ。
know, you should go home and rest already.
根を詰めてもいいことはねえ。今は木を待つんだな。
Nothing good comes from stress, just wait until the opportunity comes to take action. I didn't take notice of Marco's words or his departure from the
と
room.
にかく今はビスコンティだ。何か決定的な証拠をつかまなければ。
The Visconti needs to be dealt with. I need to find incriminating evidence to use against them.
こうなったら俺が直接。
I'll have to. I'll go myself in. That's right. Why didn't I think of that earlier?
所詮誰一人俺の正義についてこられないというのなら
Not a single one of those hoodlums have the sense of justice that I
俺
do.
一人でやればいい。
If so, I should do it myself.
誰の
Oh,
助け
God.
も必要ない。
Who needs their
こ
help?
れまでと同じように
I'll do what I
すれ
need
ばいい
to,
だけだ。
just like
こ
before.
の町で正義をなせるのは俺だけなんだ。
I'm the only one who can serve justice. He's cray cray. He is cray cray. Like he's getting more and more broken as it goes. Like I didn't like him to begin with, and the more he talks, like we're watching him devolve. We're watching him turn into the monster. Alright, so here's what's about to happen. I'm gonna end my stream so that I can start preparing for my collab stream. so we can get our sound ready and start doing that. That apparently is now at 3. So it's 3. I was in New Mexico when the time was decided. I totally didn't think about that. So it was saying 4 on my phone, but that's because we have that adorable app that I use to share time with you when I'm going to start something. So you all know, does this just say that I'm only 20% done with this route? What? So I'll see you later. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you, Poppy. Thank you, Blue. Thank you, Fire. Thank you, Ribbon. Thank you. There was one more person I can't think of the name right now. Delightful. Syrup. I feel like there was one more person in chat. Jay. Thank you guys. Thank you for being here. I'll be back in about an hour for a collab stream. I look forward to seeing you then. Bye.